that chair?
That's good. No, that's good.
Symmetrical. Oh, let me tell you. Symmetrically inclined. You open it up? What's it?
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie. Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. Your immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. Hebrew Israelites. From Yahweh.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
All right, thank you for joining us again for another class here at ISBHPK. We're here out of Houston, Texas, 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. We have class from Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. We have Friday night class is going to be from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Then we have the Sabbath morning class that's going to be at 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. All right. We have kids class. This is going to be every Sunday from 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. All right. So we have pre-recorded classes for the kids channel. You can check that out on ISBHPK Kids channel. And if you have some young ones on there, you can definitely check that out and have your kids watch that during the week and then have that fresh video on Sunday. All right, we have a school in San Antonio. The address is going to be 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. Hit us up for their class times. They've been out there over 25 years. All right. And for classes in Albuquerque, hit us up as well. But the address is 501 Copper Avenue, Northwest Albuquerque. All right. And we'll give you the exact dates and times for their classes there. We have our channel, which is ISBHPK. You can like, share, and subscribe. All right. Whenever you're on, watching live, if you can please share it on Facebook, get the word out. All right. So we can get this truth around the four corners of the earth. We have a cable show coming up. It's coming up actually tomorrow. All right, so it's going to be every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Channel 17 on Comcast. So be ready for that. We got some intense shows, man. Very plenty of knowledge, and definitely something that you need to watch and share the word as well. Israelware, we're taking orders, all right? So we got the sisters that deal with Israelware. You can find them on Facebook at Israelware on Facebook, and they can deck you out in whatever array. The headbands, the vests, the pants, fringe shirts, design shirts, whatever you may need, they're on there for you, all right? Hit the sisters up. They do a fabulous job. They're extremely talented. And that's what we're here for, man. We're here for our people. So hit them up if you see anything that you like or if you want something. If you need to reach a priest, we have Priest Kazaki at the number 281-707-2737. Again, that is going to be Priest Kazaki with the number of 281-707-2737. We have Priest Kwakazak. His number is going to be 303-557-8979. Again, that number is 303-557-8979. And we ask, if it's during class, if you text only, if you need to ask a question, hit online. Hit the live comment box that we have there. All right. If you have any other questions that you don't want to hit via the phone, we have an email address that you can actually email us, and we'll reply back to you. That's going to be isbhpk@isbhpk.org. All right. Again, that is isbhpk@isbhpk.org. Donations. We greatly appreciate everybody that's been giving and continues to give. Those that vowed the vow to help out with the school rent, the lights, it's definitely needed. We greatly appreciate it. If there's others that would like to do it, we would definitely accept it, and we appreciate it. Those that have been giving your Bibles, the Apocryphers, the Bible dictionaries, tablets, pens, everything for the learning, for this truth to be spread. We thank you, and we hope that you continue to give. All right, and on the bottom of the screen as well, we have the Wells Fargo account. If you want to go ahead and send some money there, we have that as well. We have Google Wallet. You know, there's all different type of means to send us cash and send the money. We have Google Wallet for those that have that, and that's going to be at isbhbk@gmail.com. And with that, we're going to open up with questions. I'm going to pass it to Priest Quatzazah.
Shalom, y'all got any questions? In the building? All right, if you got questions online, please go ahead and send those. Give them a few minutes. I'm trying to get this out. Oh, yeah. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Those of y'all on Facebook, if you can, please share the class on your Facebook. I'm sharing it as well. Yeah, let's give them a moment. If there's no questions, we can go right into the class. It's all good. It's a lot of information anyway, and we definitely want to get it out. Save that. Bam. Yeah. Let's go into it. That got late. Let's go into it. We're gonna go into y'all see the title of the class. It's the slave diet, right? So we're gonna go into the Levitical laws on the food that we do and don't eat, and just show, why is it that our people are so addicted to, to the swine, to the shrimp, to the pork, to the crab, to the lobster. What is it about these foods that has our people hooked? And is it like, oh, I'm addicted, or is it something that's been systematically implanted in our psyche? We're gonna go through and explore. We've been really on the health thing lately. But, and it's important to have good health in Israel. That's one of the ways that our enemies is trying to take us out, through our diet. It's the easiest way. It's the easiest. All you gotta do is make it taste like sugar. Make it sweet. Make it look good. Make it, fry it. All you gotta do with the black man is just fry it. And he's in there. All you gotta do is batter it down, and he's with it. It don't matter if it's from pig anus all the way to Rocky Mountain oysters, buffalo balls. Right. The black man will eat it and say, oh, it tastes like chicken. Right. Oh yeah, everything tastes like chicken to the black man.
Alligator.
Hispanic man. Every alligator tastes like chicken. Like, nigga, no it don't. Right. I never had it, but there's no way. Everything tastes like chicken, but that's what they do. They dress it up and disguise it. For it to taste like chicken. Why? Because they know we love chicken. That's how they get you. They get you in, we're going to batter it down, fry it, dip it in batter, double batter, right? Make it sweet, taste like Popeyes. How the hell does alligator taste like Popeyes? How the hell does buffalo testicles taste like Popeyes? But that's what they tell you. Oh, it tastes like chicken. Tastes just like chicken. Tastes just like calamari at one time tastes like chicken to the Negro. But calamari is just fishy and nasty as hell. What is that, a gator leg? Yeah. Oh, damn, what is that? Wow. That look like a eagle claw. But that's what they got us out here eating, man. Snake, eagles. They got you out here eating all these wild foods that we weren't supposed to eat. But rabbit, yeah. You over there eating rabbit foot, rabbit stew. In Jamaica they got what they got? Spring chicken. You know what that is? That's some frog legs.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, it does. I had alligator's nuggets. It tastes similar to chicken frog legs too.
I think it's the texture. You know what I'm saying? You know what's so crazy?
Yeah, it's
whenever you fry something so much, it all tastes the same.
Yeah, it tastes like that grease.
Right.
But we're gonna go through the scriptures. We're gonna go through just a little bit of history and just show like why is it that we've fallen so far off the Levitical law that was given to us to keep us clean. So where are we gonna start, Priest? Priest.
Right. We're gonna go to
With the almighty righteous headband. Priest. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15, because we have to go back to the basics of the Bible and understand why we're in the condition that we're in as a whole. Everybody as Israelites, we see each other as being separate individuals. Oh, I'm good. My diet's good. I eat my kale and my spinach, but majority of our people are in the curses, man. And majority of our people are still in the curses and dealing with it. So, read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses...
All these what?
Curses.
See, the Most High, bringing it back to the basics again, is that this is a real life situation that we're in. Because curses are upon us. And we're going to see exactly what those curses are. Read.
Shall come upon thee.
Jump down to verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
We're going to serve our best friends.
Our enemies.
Comrades.
Thine enemies.
Those that truly care about us.
Serve thine enemies.
Even though we don't read the ingredients or we actually don't even ask them what they put in it, we hope that they do us well.
Serve thine enemies.
Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
See, the Most High sent our enemies sent our enemies towards us, to us, that we would have to ask for them for our food, man. Read.
And in thirst.
Yeah, and in thirst.
And the thing with the fact that your enemy feeds you, they feed you whatever the hell they want. They'll feed you whatever it is that they feel is right. We got to see, man, back in the early 1900s, things like shrimp and crab, those weren't delicacies. Those weren't something that you would want to put on your kitchen. The white man wasn't putting that on his kitchen table. He knew it was a scavenger. It was nasty. But then as soon as he said, you know what, we're going to make this thing a delicacy because of the abundance of it. There's so much of it, we can sell it. And then here comes your Red Lobsters. Here comes your restaurants that specialize in all abominable foods. And what is the black? I remember in the 90s, bro, Red Lobster? Come on.
Oh yeah, I was a bit there.
Every Negro took his wife to Red Lobster for, it's our date, it's our anniversary. You about to go get Red Lobster and some biscuits.
Doing it up?
Yeah, you gonna be in Red Lobster. I'm about to go get them butterfly shrimp. Or they got 2 for $20 shrimp or whatever the hell they had. Shrimp scampi.
Right.
I'm gonna go get all that. Like they made it seem like they dressed it up and made it seem real nice. That's what your enemy does. In hunger, man, listen, man, they give you pig rectum. And tell you that it's a delicacy. Y'all think that I'm gonna hook a hose up to it and flush it out. And that's supposed to be edible.
That's crazy.
There's a difference between something being able to be eaten and something being consumed. There's two, you can eat anything. You can take anything and really chew it and swallow it. I don't mean that it's edible or consumable. Or excuse me, you can consume, but that doesn't mean it should be edible. Everything's not edible because everything doesn't give you nutrients.
Right.
Everything is not for the body, and that's why we had the law. Because you can eat any animal, you cook it right. I mean, apparently to everybody else, if you cook whatever, it'll all taste like chicken, right? So if we're past the taste factor of it's gonna taste like this or taste like that, you can eat anything. But are you supposed to? You can chew, you can fry, scallop, you can flip, fillet, you can stir fry any meat you want. But should you consume it is the question. And that's where when you're a slave to your enemies, guess what he's going to give you? He's not only going to give you one of the most abominable animals on the planet, but he gives you the leftover parts that he wouldn't even touch. You think the white man was eating pig? He wasn't eating those pigs when he was giving you the chitterlings and leaving you the pig feet. He was butchering that pig and giving you the worst parts. He was giving his slaves, he was treating you like a pig. He was giving you slop. They wasn't, listen man, they weren't eating them pigs.
Right.
They even knew better. They knew what that pig was doing. But they said, listen, we gotta keep these Negroes working. So they gave us a certain diet to keep us working, to keep us confused, to keep you docile. That's what these bad foods do to you. But go ahead.
And in nakedness,
Uh-huh.
and in want of all things.
Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Yeah, man, we was in slavery. We didn't have a choice of what we ate. And now we do have a choice what we can eat, but we have no knowledge of what we're eating. We've been so beat down and just spoon-fed everything, we don't even ask any questions anymore. Oh, calamari? Oh, let me eat it. Ooh, oysters? Oh, shit, put it on the plate. We got some shrimp? Oh, throw some cocktail sauce on it. Ooh, shrimp? Oh, you gotta have some cheddar, the cheddar mashed potatoes with it. We don't think about, dang, where does this animal come from? Is it actually healthy to the body? Who has the Zondervan Bible Pictorial Dictionary? So we're gonna go to the Zondervan Bible Pictorial Dictionary. Go to page 287. All right, you're gonna go under the word food. I want somebody to start reading food, because we're not eating food right now. Like the last class, it says victuals shall be sold cheap. We're eating a lot of filth, non-nutritious food, and that's why our people look the way they do. Got migraines due to low nutrition, bodies just bloated with air and worms. Back problems, leg problems due to bad nutrition. So once again, we're at 287, the definition of food. If you can get that for me.
Food, nutritive material taken.
A little bit louder. We got people online listening, so.
Food, nutritive material taken into a living organism to sustain life.
So it says food, a nutritive material taken into a living organism to sustain life. So the food that we input into our body is supposed to have us burn, we're supposed to burn that energy to sustain life, to continue moving, to have our organs moving. Your livers, your kidneys, your intestines, gallbladders, your brain. You're supposed to have your brain stimulated, your neurons jumping. This is what this food is supposed to do. Read.
To promote growth and the repair of tissues.
Yeah, to repair tissue. Here's a good question. Does anybody know what repairs tissue? What food repairs tissue? Because you have proteins, carbs, fats. Which ones do y'all think help promote repairing tissue?
Proteins do.
Where is that?
Proteins do.
Protein, carbs do as well. Carbs talk about energy, but it repairs as well some of the muscles. But even with that, the foods that we eat, listen, is it in there? Are we getting that actually the nutrition? Just because we're eating don't mean we're eating right. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got that little power bar that they say got protein in, is that right? That power bar could be like that one movie where they was on a train, they was eating grasshoppers. You know what I'm saying? Or when you deal with, what was that one movie? When you deal with Cloud Atlas, and they had those little robots, they weren't robots, but they had those little Chinese women that were drinking that box. They were drinking a box once a day. They were actually drinking themselves, those that they killed. So you gotta ask yourself, what you eating? Keep reading.
And to give energy for the vital processes. The Bible says little about food for animals.
Yeah, but it says and to give energy for vital processes. That's what the food was given for us for. But as we see here in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15, listen, man, we're in captivity. So you think our slave master, they want us to run at optimum energy? They want us to run at the best potential that we can? Heck no. Go back to Deuteronomy. Jump right back into it. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49.
28 verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Read.
from the ends of the earth.
Yeah, think about it, man. The white man didn't know how to eat himself. That's why they came here and spoiled our crops. But continue to read.
As swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Yeah, we didn't know who he was. He wasn't a friend of ours. He was an enemy. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Yeah, he don't care about young, old, if you crippled, granny, he don't care. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
Come on.
Nor show favor to the young.
Let's read.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Yeah, he gonna eat your stuff. He gonna eat the best of your stuff. He ate up all of it. He ate up all of it to where he was like, dang, now we gotta start looking for scraps now. We gotta start feeding y'all some of the lower echelon of food.
Read that part again. The last precept.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Right. When you deal with the Native American Indians, and yeah, when those filthy savage coloners came over, and they started killing all the buffalo, and they killed the buffalo off. Why? Because they knew that was the
natives' food.
That was the natives' food. But think about it, that was a clean animal.
Big dummy.
They used that animal all the way through to where they was using the furs for shelter, for clothing. They were using everything about that animal. But what did they come through? They ate up. They basically just mass slaughtered the buffalo, knowing that it would wipe out the Indians.
Machine gun.
Yeah, it was killing them. Why? Why did they mass slaughter? How come they didn't mass slaughter all the swine that were around? How come they didn't mass slaughter all the eagles? Because, yeah, there it is. You see that? Yeah, that's a beautiful.
That's all the skulls?
Yeah, that's all the skulls and the buffaloes that they were killing.
Okay.
But that was the diet of the people. They were eating clean food. You see that?
And even with that, think about it. One buffalo could sustain, 10 natives probably for months. They didn't eat that much food or much of that meat.
Yeah, they weren't just out there just slaughtering buffalo all day, just wasting. We didn't waste the animal. But the point is this: they knew that if they extincted the buffalo, then the native would be extinct also.
Yeah.
Because why? Even the natives weren't going around eating swine. They understood what that animal did. Because what were they holding on to a little bit of?
The law.
The law. They were holding on to at least a little small part of that law. It's funny, man, how when brothers go off, they'll go all the way off, but they'll never eat pork ever again. They'll do everything else, but I still don't eat pork. Brothers be in the truth forever, fall off, and then years later, still don't eat pork, which is good. I mean, but even the natives, they weren't 100% on, but they kept to some of those dietary laws. They knew that eating that swine, what it would do for them. They wouldn't live long lives. They would be in ailments and pain. They knew what was up. So they used that buffalo. And the white man knew it. He came through, slaughtered them buffalo, and what did it do? Killed off a lot of the natives. They could have went and ate pigs, right? They could have went and ate abominable deers and different types of animals that weren't lawful, but they didn't. Yeah, you see all these photos that she's putting up. Oh yeah, all them buffalo hides. Come on, man. They knew how to. The white man knows how to systematically exterminate you.
Oh, yeah.
They doing it through the food. They did it through our food. Listen, I know you're gonna go into it, right? In the Maccabees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did it back even way before this time, during the time of the Maccabees. They got us through our food, those sacrifices. They got us to defile ourselves and the temple.
Yep.
Right? Where we at?
Verse 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Yeah, you can eat all of it, man. This individual, read.
And the fruit of thy land,
Uh-huh.
until thou be destroyed.
Right.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the incense of thy kind.
The increase of thy kind.
Or the increase of thy kind.
Right.
Or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
Yeah, that's exactly what the white man did. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. Give me a Jeremiah chapter 17:4, because he ate everything that we had. And that's when all hell broke loose, man. Now we ain't got nothing to remember. Now we're in the hands of our enemy. We don't know what to eat. We eat what they give us. Grits, you know, pottage, whatever, man. The scraps of whatever animal they can find. Fish. Read where you at.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Yeah, we was discontinued, man. We was discontinued from our way of living, from our eating habits. We didn't know. We didn't know what to eat. We don't know what to eat now. Think about it. Listen, there's a lot of unclean foods that we still eat today, not knowing that they're unclean. A lot of products that we take in within ourselves that we think is okay and kosher, which means lawful, and it's not. Because we're discontinued. Read.
Well, and why? As we read back in Deuteronomy, it tells us because we didn't want to serve the Most High, He made us a slave. So now that I'm going to make you a slave and put you under oppression, I'm going to discontinue your heritage, but I'm going to make you be forced into a whole different way of living. So one of those ways was what we consume, you know, and the level of it. I mean, think about it. Ain't nobody, you think that we eat a Israelite diet, like a true Israelite diet being here in America? We don't even eat a black man's diet here in America. America's diet is all about starch and sugar and fat. Starch, sugars, fats, carbs and fats.
Yeah, so that's why everybody bloated.
Everybody, all the potatoes that they shove down your throat from the, you know, everything you get gotta have a side of fries. All them bags of chips that you get, Lay's. All those things, man, they ain't good for you. They're not good for your system. All that starch. You ever see what cornstarch does? You ever see cornstarch, how it congeals and it's real molasses-like?
You can't digest it.
Can't digest it. All them potatoes that we eat, all those starchy foods, all those that fake wheat bread that we think we eat.
Yeah, right.
Man, that wheat bread is so fake.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the cheaper stuff.
Don't even mold.
It don't even mold. You just said it don't even mold. So think about how can your body break it down. But see, this is the problem when you're brought into captivity, when you're discontinued from your heritage. Now you gotta, you know, when's the last time anybody said, man, let me get some cakes of unleavened bread. Let me go bake some cakes of unleavened bread. That was our heritage. Where if we had a visitor, you send your wife, go bake some cakes. Unleavened bread. Go slaughter a fresh cow.
Right.
Fresh. It wasn't like, oh, I bought my meat that was killed 20 days ago. They just put it on ice.
Right, I just went to Popeyes real quick.
Or I went to, go grab you a 6-piece.
Get us a 20-piece real quick.
6-piece wing and a biscuit.
Right.
No, you did things fresh right there on the spot.
Wouldn't flour tortillas be considered kind of unleavened bread?
Yeah, because they don't have that rising. I don't believe they use wheat. They don't use yeast. Yeah, because my rib made some tortillas last night.
It's unleavened, huh?
Yeah, she just threw some flour, water, salt, did her thing, rolled it out, frying pan, or griddle to cook them. So yeah, that's a form, because they don't rise up. There's no yeast inside of them. So remember, it's about getting back to our heritage. Read that again.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest it not.
And that's exactly what's going on right now. Read.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Yeah, man, you know, we angered the Most High because the Most High gave us these laws. The Most High gave us these laws for us to live righteous, man. Like the scripture says in Deuteronomy 10, it says that was going to be the wisdom and knowledge for the nations to see, man. How we flourished. How our eating habits. Think about it, man. Think about when the white man came here with the natives. They had the corn. They had the rows of crops. The food looking healthy. You know what I'm saying? They weren't sick. What they do? Just destroy it, man. Why? Because they didn't know how to deal. Give me Nehemiah chapter 3 verse 35. You was going to say something, Mark?
Nah, I was just thinking, though. Because I was thinking, like, we still kind of hold some of those customs today with tortillas and even, like, roti. That's all considered unleavened bread.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was just thinking back how my dad used to make roti, and that's like technically unleavened bread that was passed down to him from his parents.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's like we still kind of keep these customs, but we don't even know it. Like we've been discontinued.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why that's why we're coming back to it, man. The Most High. Somebody give me Give me John 15 and verse, what is that, 36? 26? John chapter 15. You know what I want? Verse 26. Read that.
But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth.
That's not it. Give me 15 or is it 16? Verse, remembrance.
Book of Remembrance?
No, remembrance is 15.
Oh, 15, St. John 14:26.
14? Yeah, 14:26.
15, yeah, 14.
Yeah, 14:26. John chapter 14 and verse 26.
But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance.
Yeah, that's what he's doing, man. He's bringing our customs, our traditions back to our remembrance. You know, and a lot of our, like you said, a lot of our ancestors, the elders, they held some of those traditions. You know, so, you know, we hold on to the small things. We're trying, you know, but we have been discontinued. Go back to that Nehemiah. Nehemiah, you can start at verse 33.
And real quick, because they were saying something online about, man, y'all are, let me, real fast, they were saying something about eating the soul of an animal. Let me see here.
Oh, about the blood. Talk about the blood. Bring the life.
Right. But they said something specifically. Red Lobster was alive back in the days. I don't think animals have a spirit. It says, I'm still tripping over the possibility of consuming the animal spirit. Well, that's not gonna happen. Because and that was the problem with like our Gadite brothers and sisters. Right. When they were eating they would eat the heart of an animal, or they would eat the liver of an animal. They would try to make that spiritual pact. Like if you shared this heart with me, you're ingesting the soul of the animal. It don't work like that. Watch, go to Ecclesiastes real quick. Yeah. Oh, you with me? You stole it? Oh, you looked at my oh. I was looking for it. I'm like, man, where the hell's that scripture at? Did you? Yeah. Nice. Yeah. It's not going into your classes. No. Oh, okay. Yeah, go to Ecclesiastes.
3 and 21.
3 and actually start at verse. Yeah. Yeah, you could actually start at verse 20. You can start at 19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 19.
Right. You're not consuming the spirit of an animal. You know, when it says not to eat the blood, because that's the life, it's talking about the life. That's what gives it life. You don't want to eat that blood, but we know we're supposed to cook our meat all the way through. But as far as consuming an animal's spirit, nah, we don't do that. Go ahead, read, watch.
Many are in high place.
Ecclesiastes, I'm Slakia. Ecclesiastes.
In the Bible.
Yeah, he has a 16:11.
I got it.
Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 19.
For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts.
Go ahead.
Even one thing befalleth them.
Yeah, that which befalls the son of men is going to befall beasts. That it's one thing. It's death. Go ahead.
As the one dieth, so dieth the other.
Right. The man dies, so do animals. But see, it's going to give us a distinction of what happens to that spirit. Read.
Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast.
Read.
For all is vanity.
Yeah, this was Solomon just saying, like, man, everything's vanity. All is vanity. It don't matter how you look at it, how you twist it, how you turn it. Everything is just vanity. Everything got no profit. Go ahead.
All go into one place. All are of the dust.
Read.
And all turn to dust again.
Right. So he said all, when they die, they go back to the dust. Right. Now we know the scriptures tell us that. The man's soul goes to the dust from which it was formed. And it said his spirit goes where? To the Most High who gave it. That's in Ecclesiastes 12, right? But read on here in verse 21.
Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward?
Where does the spirit of man go?
Upward.
Go ahead.
And the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth.
You see that? The spirit of the beast goes with him. It goes downward into the earth. It goes right into that dust with him. So you're not consuming his soul or his spirit. Right. The Native Indians got it wrong when they were, let me eat, I'm gonna eat that deer heart. Right. Or you got people that think like I'm gonna eat my enemy's heart and consume his spirit. Right. Nah, it don't happen like that. Go to I think I quoted it. Let me see if this goes right in there. I know I quoted it. Yeah, you don't gotta go there. But hopefully that kind of gives you some insight. Yeah, when a beast dies, he dies. There's no soul, there's no more soul in him. So you're not eating his soul, but I will tell you this. What you do eat when they kill that beast, if it's not killed the right way, you eat all the adrenaline pumping through his body. You eat all the adrenaline, like, you got the Middle Eastern, the Arabics, the Arabs, Elam, Ishmael, the Muslims, they eat a lot of halal meats. Basically it's the alternative of kosher, or what they call kosher, where they'll pray over the animal. And then they'll kill him in a calm manner. They'll kill him while he's calm. When we go get our lambs for Passover, we get kosher lambs. We ain't getting those lambs that's running through the field, just running scared for their lives. Man, we walk into that we ain't Bear Grylls, man. You eating hearts. But no, when we get our Passover lambs, listen, them animals know what's up. We walk in to the farm, and they literally come and lay at our feet. We pray over them, and then we kill them, but we kill them calm. That one slice of the neck, they lay there, they bleed out, and then that's it. But what happens is when you get these animals that they torture, they abuse, they drop kick them while they're being killed. Like there was a video on Facebook of a dude that was killing sheep, and man, he was he was like punching the sheep in the face, like boxing the sheep, beating on them, getting them all scared, and then he would kill them and wouldn't cut the throat all the way. He let them bleed a little bit, and then he would come back and kill them. But by that time, all the adrenaline and hormones is coursing through that animal's blood. Then when that animal is killed, that blood goes through that flesh. So you eat that meat, now you wonder why you got so many different spirits on you. Because that bad McDonald's meat, that bad Burger King kill, it got all that hormone and testosterone. So you eat it, now you got hormones on you. And you got emotions. Now you got mad cow disease. You eat that meat, you start having weird dreams. Because it's the way they kill it. It's the way they kill the meat. So, there is a humane way to do it. Even when we did our sacrifice, we weren't just chasing the animal around, trying to sacrifice them. It was done humanely. One slice of that throat, bam, bleed out, that's all she wrote. So you weren't getting all the bad effects of a deranged and crazy animal when you ate him. But let me see here. I'm not giving up on my Lay's potato chips. Nah, Ronnie, I'm not saying to give up on your Lay's, baby. What I'm saying is,
technically we're not playing.
What I'm saying is, it's all about that moderation. Just know what things do. We've been talking about it a lot. Just know what things do to the body. And again, this is not a class to condemn anybody for eating meat or McDonald's or anything like that. But this is just a class to open up our eyes so we can make better choices and really see what is the law. What's that?
Because if you think about it, like I was thinking about the scripture, I can't remember where it says, it's talking about the earth shall rejoice. The animals in the earth does have a spirit.
Yeah.
Right now, everything's it's in misery because it tells you the earth is going to rejoice once these people. I can't remember the scripture.
It says the trees will rejoice. It says the righteous are in authority.
God.
Yeah. Trees.
But the animals do have a spirit. So like you look at these zoo animals, they ain't got no spirit left. Like every time I've been to the zoo as a kid, them animals are it's like just sitting there like probably drugged up, like not happy, not rejoicing. And it's like all these people, the wicked people are ruling. So I mean, you got whales beaching themselves.
I seen a cat eating a box. I was like, dang, cat was eating a box. Cause I looked in the box. I was like, I don't see nothing in the box.
Yeah.
And it's funny, my dog was going after. He was like, man, please, I gotta eat.
Animals definitely got spirit, but you don't eat it when they die. That spirit is gone with them.
Right.
You're not eating their spirit. It don't work like that. Let's see here. Gonna be seeing those images make you want to go to war. Those buffaloes are such beautiful animals. They are. I'm just reading some of the comments. The more I see and learn, the more I understand why Yahushua had to come and make so much more sense to me now. Yeah, he got to come back. You think that we can avenge all this wickedness? There ain't no, you think we can even stand up to the wickedness of the white man? The tumult in Psalms 83? You think you got the mental fortitude and power and capacity, the mental, spiritual, to stand up to that? When they've been systematically putting that into play since the birth of our nation? Come on, man. We fighting on such a big scale, we don't even understand. Every living creature is suffering in this world. Yeah, it's well, go to Job 9:24 real quick. This is why. Go to Job 9:24. Go to Isaiah 24 and 5. Are you? Oh, okay. We'll hold that. But go to Job 9:24.
Job chapter 9, verse 24.
Read.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yeah, this is why every animal is mourning on the earth, including the Israelite man. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So what do the wicked do? As you see on the video, they go out and they just shoot random giraffes and hang them up. They go out and just hunt random buffalo. Right. They go out and just hunt bears and lions just to say, oh, I killed something. They defile the rivers and the ocean. Listen, the white man for centuries is the only man that's ever defiled lands and air and water. It's the only man that's ever defiled his own water source. Think about it. How you gonna defile the same very water you gotta drink from? But then you're gonna talk about you got sewage refineries. You gonna refine the water so you can drink it? We're all, listen, and we're all caught up in it, man. But the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So they're going to do wicked things with the earth. It's in their control. They're going to do wicked things with the air. They're going to do wicked things with the animals. They're going to feed you wicked things. They're going to do wicked things with the land. Why you think everything, the land hates the white man? The land hates the wicked, the way the land don't keep the land Sabbath. You know, that's in the law. The land hates, this earth hates.
7 year?
That 7 year, yeah, the land hates the evil.
It's Psalms 96 and 11.
Yeah, it's Psalms 96 and 11 and 12.
Yeah,
read it.
Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad.
Read.
Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein.
Right.
Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice.
You see that? Let all the trees of the what?
The wood rejoice.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. Before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth.
Right. So yeah, let the trees and the wood rejoice. Yeah, man. Because they feel the implications of this wicked man that controls the earth. They feel the wrath of the wicked. So if the trees can feel it, how much more us? When they're beating down your temple with bad food and making you break the law. That's what it all boils down to. How can we keep you breaking the law on the sly? First, we give you the pig during slavery openly. Then we just name things different names on labels because it's illegal to feed you something against your religion or against your belief. So we're just naming something different to confuse you. But let's jump back. Jump back to where you...
Give me that Nehemiah. You can start at verse 33.
Oh, 13?
Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 33.
I don't got 33.
Say it again.
They don't got 33. Verse 13, right? I mean, chapter 13, right?
No, chapter 9.
Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 33. Howbeit, thou art just in all that is brought upon us. For thou hast done right, but we have done wickedly.
Right, we did wicked. You know, so we're just still going back on a point of, you know, we're in this situation because of our forefathers and the things that we do, man. This is Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 33.
I just got there reading this whole book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, so with that being said is that, you know, we're in this situation, you know, because we did wicked. Read.
God, neither have our kings, our princes, our priests, nor our fathers kept thy law.
Yeah, because even whenever the Most High gave us the law, we still want to do what we wanted to do. We wanted to do like the Egyptians. We wanted to do like the Babylonians, like the Assyrians. We wanted to eat what they wanted to eat. You know what I'm saying? We switched over, man. We were mingled amongst the heathen, as the scripture says, and learned their ways. Read.
Nor hearken unto thy commandments
Uh-huh.
and thy testimonies wherewith thou didst testify against them.
Read.
For they have not served thee in their kingdom.
We have it. Come on.
And in thy great goodness that thou gavest them.
Come on.
And in the large and fat land which thou gavest before them.
Yeah, so the Most High gave us everything, but we still wanted to do what we wanted to do. We had all those good laws, man, all those good foods, but we wanted to pollute ourselves. Read.
Neither turned they from their wickedness.
Uh-huh.
Their wicked works, Lot.
Read.
Verse 36. Behold, we are servants this day.
Because we are, because the Most High got tired of it, man. That's why he discontinued us from our heritage. He is tired of us. And it says we're servants this day. As until now, we're still servants for the white man's sake. Literally. The Hispanics out there breaking their back, eating their little tamales, whatever they think tamales may be. You know what I'm saying? That's for us, the so-called Jews. Yeah, we out here buying Burger King burgers. It's probably horse meat that they say. We're servants, man. We're going to the white man for everything. Read.
And for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof, and the good thereof.
Yeah, that's everything. We had this land too. We had it flourishing. Rivers of just waters rolling. What we have next to it? Colonies, gold, rubies, food. We stored up food. Think about, we had Joseph on our squad. Think about the mind of Joseph. You don't think other individuals thought like Joseph, other Israelites? Come on, man. We were wise. Read.
Behold, we are servants in it.
Yeah, but now we're servants now. Read.
And it yielded much increase unto the kings whom thou hast set over us.
Come on.
Because of our sin.
Because of our what?
Our sin.
That's why we're slaves and we have this slave diet. Because we don't know who we are. Read.
And let me say one thing even about that. See, even the kings that are set above us, this so-called white man, he's starting to feel the effects of not dealing with the earth properly and having not following the laws of the Most High. He's starting to feel the effects where the earth is not yielding no increase.
That's why you got that GMO seeds popping out.
That's why they got the GMO. See, the increase now is GMO.
Yep.
It ain't the earth popping out seed naturally. The increase is everything is GMO. Everything is Monsanto.
You got a warehouse getting popped up, but they got the hydroponics going.
All that stuff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with hydroponics. This is a way to grow food without soil. That's all just water based.
Right.
But the fact that the fact that they say that we haven't had real food in 30, 40 years. We haven't had real crops in 30, 40 years. Why though? You think the Most High is going to bless the wicked in every aspect? Oh, I'm going to bless y'all because y'all treating the land wrong? Hell nah.
Hey, but we can even, I believe that, because think about it. Think about 30 years back, 20 years back, just on the body composition of people, the size of people, the size of children, the size of women, the size of men.
Yeah.
There's more obese and overweight people now than there were back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, because of what we're eating. Lamont, you had your hand up first.
It said back in the day, in that, I think 2 Kings, it said that in that land of milk and honey, it took 2 people to carry 1 grape.
Yeah, a cluster of grapes.
I believe it. I believe it. Now, what kind of grapes were those?
No.
Come on, them grapes had to be, or what type of cluster was that? Not that a little raggedy cluster of seedless grapes that you go get in HEB. Not that little raggedy cluster that as soon as you take it out of the fridge, it starts to spoil and got little gnats. Nah, we had real grapes. Imagine what kind of wine they were making off of that. Clean wine. Refined. But when I say clean wine, it ain't that old malt liquor,
no impurities.
tasting wine. Yeah, it ain't that old Carlos Rossi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was actually clean wine where you drank it. You might have got you a little buzz, but you wasn't getting like dirty drunk.
Saucy.
Yeah, you wasn't just getting filthy where you just couldn't think the next morning.
Right.
You got a nice little feeling about yourself.
I was gonna say, my grandfather, my mom's side, he's 102 now. And my grandmother, she's like 95. She had a stroke like 10 years ago now, and she's still living, but she can't. I mean, you start giving her medication. She's not all the way. She's kind of getting senile.
Not functioning.
Right.
Yeah, but if you look at it, my dad's father, he moved here way before my dad did. He was smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. He had a stroke and he was out of there. So it's like looking at them now. I know they ate real food back then. I mean, being 102 and stuff like that. and they're just starting to break down.
Yeah.
I don't foresee anybody in this generation being able to live like 102, 103 with all the GMO foods and all of the radiation from your phones and everything like coupled together. I don't see it happening.
Your grandparents live in Guyana?
Nah, they just moved my grandpa back here. He was he refused to come back here, and they moved him back because he's so old.
Yeah.
And but my grandma's been here for years. He always went back and just wanted to stay back and be stubborn. So it's no wonder like his body, he's still walking. He can still talk. Like he's 102.
Hey, that's like my grandpa. He's 100. But he came to America for like a couple of years, and he gave up his visa. He said, "I ain't never coming back." He don't even come visit. But bro, he's 100. He's 100 years old. He can still see. He can still hear.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's missing a few teeth, but he can still walk, talk. I mean, up until a couple of years ago, he just stopped driving.
Yeah.
But you know, the food that they were eating, I mean, they were growing a lot of their food anyway. A lot of their stuff was just getting grown right in the yard. You growing sugar cane. I remember bro, that's the one thing I love about Jamaica. Both my grandparents' house, whatever I needed to eat. Like I was looking at something, they were talking about tamarind. You know tamarind? They're talking about tamarind is a fruit. It looks like peas in a pod, but it's brown. And it said it's good, it cures any liver disease. Anything you got with the liver, it'll fix it. And I'm like, we used to just pick it off the tree as a kid. We weren't worried about no liver disease. We just ate it. It was tamarind. Hungry? Grab you some tamarind. Almonds. They charge you $2.50, $3 for some almond milk. Right. We used to pick almonds in Jamaica and just eat them. Raw almonds. You ate too many, they give you diarrhea. But, because they were raw. I mean, these almonds were raw. White inside and just the raw, you know, almond is that big shell. But yeah, all these things that now America is hitting you over the head for, pomegranates. My grandma had a pomegranate tree in the yard. We used to just pick pomegranates and eat them. We call them Chinese apple in Jamaica. Chinese apples. I was eating a pomegranate the other day and I was like, wow. I kind of see why this is the Most High's favorite fruit. They got all them seeds in it. Got all them seeds. And when you take time to eat it, you really enjoy the process. But I'm like, man, they charge $2.50 for a little measly dried up ass pomegranate. Where we were picking these things off of trees and just, it was to the point where they were just rotting on the tree. You pick one that has worms, toss it, and you go pick a bunch until you find one that ain't got no worms in it. And you eat it and you were good. So we gotta see, man, we gotta get back to that way of, if it ain't got no seed, if it ain't got no vine, you really don't want to put it in your body. You really don't want to. You don't want to deal with it because your body ain't gonna recognize it. But where we at in the scriptures? Oh, I'm sorry. Before we jump, there was one scripture also, just about the beasts and the spirit. Proverbs. Oh no, about the animals. The animals hating the world, or everything in the world suffering.
God.
Proverbs 12:10.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
A righteous man regarded the life of his beast.
He does what?
A righteous man regarded the life of his beast.
Yeah, a righteous man regards the life of his beast. You're going to treat him right. You're going to feed him when he needs to be fed. He's going to groom him, wash him, take care of him. You got your little pit bulls. You might want to wash them, clean them, walk them. Right? But think about how the meat industry treats their animals. They be picking them up with forklifts when they die. Like, you're not supposed to eat no cow that's been down.
Right, or flipped up in the machine and then slice his throat.
Yeah, they even flipped around alive in a machine and come on.
You got chickens laying next to each other so fat can't even get up and move around. It's dark.
They die and then the other chickens just pluck at them.
Right.
Those are all inhumane conditions. It says a righteous man does what?
Regarded the life of his beast.
Read.
But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
Yeah, those tender mercies, even when they think they're doing good, it's cruelty, man. They do cruelty to us. When we feel like, oh, they're doing so good, it's still wickedness on some end. It's still something evil. Oh, we're gonna give you dollar burgers.
Oh, right.
We're gonna make food affordable. Victuals will be so cheap.
Right, you get burgers.
But what you getting? Kangaroo meat?
Right, horse meat.
Horse meat?
All right, hey, listen, they were eating kangaroo in Japan.
I was listening to the radio where a school teacher admitted that he put kangaroo meat in the school. He was a school lunch guy. He was the cook. He admitted that he put kangaroo meat in the kids' food unawares. He put it in the ground beef. He substituted it because he said it was leaner and more healthy. It's like, bruh, it's a kangaroo.
Yeah, you can't get that in the States. You have to import that from somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't nobody eating kangaroo but them Aussies. They call it wallaby. Gonna eat some wallaby, mate. Wallaby steaks, mate.
We gonna be strong like the wallaby.
Yeah, because they trying to get big like the damn kangaroo.
Right.
But that's the white man's mind.
I'm gonna eat some bison.
I'm gonna eat something so I can become it. I'm gonna eat your heart out. Yep. That's their mind, but we gotta see, man, those tender mercies are cruelty. I'm gonna make food cheap, but I'm gonna give you it's gonna be kangaroo meat and dog meat and cat meat.
Right.
But let's jump back to where we were.
Keep reading. Verse 37.
Verse 37. And it yielded much increase unto the kings, whom thou hast set over us because of our sins.
Okay.
Also, they have dominion over our body.
They have what?
Dominion over our body.
That's exactly what's going on. This so-called America, Babylon the Great, has dominion over our body, dominion over our diet, what we want to eat. We can't even eat healthy anymore. Like we just went over all the GMO, all these different genetically modified foods, all these mis and cruel treated animals that we're eating. Now we got all the what do you call them? The adrenaline in the food now. Your hormones, your endocrine system's going off. That's why you're moody all the time. You're happy one day, mad the next, happy 1 second. After you eat that burger, you're depressed. You be like, dang, you just ate. Yeah, because we have no dominion over our body. Because Esau is at hand. Read.
And over our cattle.
Uh-huh.
At their pleasure.
At what?
At their pleasure.
They do what they want to. They're sick. Job said he wouldn't even have them lay with his animals, man. They're defiled. Their mind frame is gone. That's what, listen, you don't know what you eat. A lot of times these places that you go to, these bars and things that you think are really at GNC, okay, it might have protein on there. You probably eating a bag of roaches, a bag of moss, all grounded up with a little bit of protein, a little bit of soy, a little bit of water.
That's like that movie Snowchaser.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Snowpiercer.
With the train.
They were on the train. They thought they was eating protein bars.
They was eating cockroaches.
When they broke through, they was eating cockroaches.
Yeah, man.
Ground up.
Yeah, that's not very far-fetched because you used to watch that show Fear Factor.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever they made them eat roaches, the white man would always say on that show that roaches are actually a high source of protein.
Right.
It's not very far-fetched that the white man would do something like that.
Oh yeah, mealworms, grubs. Like you like Bear Grylls. You watch Bear Grylls get dropped out of an airplane in the middle of the jungle. The first thing he's looking for is a tree branch to flip over to go get him some grubs or some fat mealworms, and then he just chew them like they're gummy worms. Y'all gotta watch. Y'all don't watch that? Y'all ever seen Bear Grylls? What is it called?
The Man vs. the Wild.
Man vs. Wild.
Oh yeah, I seen like one episode.
Man, bro, it'll show you how raw Esau is, bro. This cat to hop out of a plane, jump down. Man, listen, I seen this dude string a goat's eyeball with his shoelaces and dipped it in a hot spring, boiled it, and then ate the eyeball.
Oh yeah.
At least he boiled it. But I'm just saying, he ate a damn sheep's eyeball. He said, because that's where the protein is. I'm like, just eat the meat.
Yeah, a lot of people eat fish eyes and stuff like that. Yeah, disgusting. Give me Psalms 106 and 34 and Isaiah 24 and 5.
And I like where it says they have dominion over our body, because when you take it back to that slavery, when you take it back to the Maccabees, they had dominion over your body where they dictated what you ate. If you wanted to eat, you're going to eat these entrails, you're going to eat these chitterlings, pig ears, pig snout, and then we got so retarded with it, we start pickling it. Like, let's put it in a jar with vinegar.
Right.
And throw a little bit of onions and then call it a delicacy. Now you got pickled pig's feet, pig ear sandwiches.
Right.
Like a pig ear? That gotta be all cartilage. I never had one, but that has to be all cartilage.
Pig feet's all fat, man. I used to eat pig feet with my grandma.
Pig feet's is all fat.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. You eating a pig's foot.
Yeah.
Well, you know that pig's feet got on the bottom of the pig's foot, it got the little hole.
Oh yeah, you used to suck the meat through that.
Trying
to get up in there.
That's where all the sludge and the pus and all the disease that it couldn't expel through defecation.
Yep.
It went through his feet. What kind of animal is that?
Oh yeah, that pus. Well, it had one orifice where it alleviated the
It alleviated the disease, the toxins. What kind of animal? What other animal does that? That you know of? A horse don't do it.
Yeah, it don't have pores.
Nothing that's clean and lawful does that.
We're gonna get to it.
Because the Most High set it up to where they had an internal detoxification process. That chewing the cud was the biggest part of why the Most High gave us certain animals.
Right.
It detoxified that animal's food. Whatever that animal ate, even if a cow ate some bad grass somehow, that process detoxified that grass to where now if you ate that cow, you weren't going to catch no disease.
With its enzymes.
Yeah, those enzymes in its spit and its stomach. But you going to eat a pig that digests just like you,
right,
the same amount of time, and then you wonder why you sick and why you got worms and trichinosis and all types of trick of this and trick of that.
Right.
They cut your gut open and you just got worms flowing through it. They got medical videos, man. People that just ate pork their whole life, they bust that gut open, that large intestine.
Your brain.
Those worms go up to your brain. And they lay and they hatch. They lay eggs and hatch on your organs.
Yeah.
It's real, man.
Because as we get into it, I'm not gonna go all the way into it yet, but they don't cook the meat all the way. And the worm's already in there. So it just matures in your belly. It's crazy. Where you at?
This is Psalms chapter 104.
No, give me 106 and verse 34.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 34.
Uh-huh.
They did not destroy the nations, concerning whom the Lord commanded them.
Read.
But were mingled among the heathen, and learned their works.
Yeah, we learned the works of our enemy, man. Now we got brothers and sisters, so-called Negroes, Hispanic, and Native Americans out here. How would you like your steak?
Bloody.
Yeah, bloody. Still kicking.
Still moving.
Right. Like, man, stop. We are eating all these defiled foods, man. Loving the blood. Loving the pork. Listen, we got pork on everything. We got bacon Sundays. You got bacon on your omelet. Bacon on your afternoon chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. Then you got bacon for dinner. Bacon everything.
I used to work with these Edomites, and they used to clown me because I didn't eat bacon.
Yep.
Listen, they would eat like bacon-wrapped vegetables. They would eat everything. I'm talking about they would wrap asparagus in bacon. Right. They would wrap turkey in bacon. They would wrap everything in bacon. And then I was trying to figure out, like, why are they wrapping everything in bacon? What was their excuse? It keeps the flavor. It keeps it moist. And it's, flavor and moisture. I'm like, okay, well, y'all just don't know how to cook. If you got to wrap everything in bacon to keep the moisture in, you got to learn how to cook. If you gotta wrap everything in bacon to get that just salty flavor, all bacon is just salty as hell. I mean, I've had bacon in, years. The closest thing is turkey bacon, I guess, right? You got that same type of taste and texture. But if it's just about salt, they gotta add more salt. Right. That's lazy ass Esau not wanting to cook right, not wanting to season their food.
I think it's just almost just a way of being, man, a way of life. Everything gotta have bacon on it.
Yeah. It's the new white meat.
Yeah.
It's the new white meat. It's the new way to keep you sick.
You said it perfectly. You was talking about how they like to wrap everything in bacon and wrap everything, with that. But how we did, and this is coming out of Zondervan Bible Patrol Dictionary, going back to food. This is page 287. This is the second paragraph to the end. It says the preparation of the food differs from Western custom. Generally, meat is eaten not in steaks and roast, but cut up and served with rice, and often embedded in the kusa, a kind of squash, or wrapped in cabbage or grape leaves. The bread is not white, but it was just showing that how we truly ate was healthy. That's where they got it from, man. We used to eat our food like that. Think about it. You go to Pia Chain, get you a little lettuce wrap. They had the little meat thrown in the lettuce wrap, but we did the same thing. We had our cabbage and our grape leaves, and that's how we ate our food. We didn't have to mix it up with all this mashed potatoes and,
I was watching, I've been watching like a lot of Food Channel Network, and a lot of documentaries, but I was watching this one. They were in Dubai, the United Emirates, right? And they were at this hotel, and I guess it's their tradition to eat camel.
Oh yeah.
Whole. They put the camel. It looked like a baby camel. It had to have been. They get this baby camel and they put him in a pot. I mean, this pot's huge, and they season them up, paprika, all types of herbs, and they lace it. I mean, by the time they cook that, listen, if you don't know what that is, you wouldn't know what you was eating. But even the way they cook unlawful food and the way they eat it, they had more rice than they had meat. Think about it. This is a camel with the hump and all.
Right.
But they had a pot. I mean, this plate could serve 20 people. But they made sure it was more rice and herbs and things like that than the meat. Even though the meat's unlawful, they still had more rice, less meat. You see that? Because it wasn't about, let me eat a bunch of meat, like how you go to a restaurant and you get like a 50-ounce steak, a little side of mashed potatoes, a little vegetables, but the whole meal is the meat. They do it a different way, because we went through it last class. All that excess of meat, it brings sickness. So they got the right way of doing it, where it's not about, oh, there it is. Ew, that looks disgusting. Their camel looked better. That one looks nasty. Their camel looked better. The way they cooked it, it fell right off the bone. It was seasoned up real nice. I'm not saying I would have ate it, but that's definitely, yeah. You gotta be careful, man. They might try to hit you with that camel meat, but that's their tradition. We know that's not our tradition, and we're gonna get into it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's sad, man, because it's beautiful how
that's the show I was watching. That's it.
I'm about to check that
That's
out.
the exact show. That's the exact guy. You see all that meat and rice?
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of rice in there.
The limes on it.
Yeah, they got the limes,
The
they
hummus.
throw all types of hummus and chickpeas and
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Vegetable salad.
I mean, if you looked at this, you'd be like, wow, that looks good. I mean, the dude said it tastes like goat. He said it tastes like goat or sheep, but it was definitely a camel, because that's the hump. The hump is right over here to the left. If y'all are watching, that's the little hump. They cut into that. It was all fat. Disgusting.
Yeah, and they were commenting on the online just about the fruit in the trees, the apples, the pears. Don't nobody do any preserves no more with that, man. You had your grandma out there doing strawberry preserve, peach preserve, grape preserve, apple preserve.
Your grandma did that?
Oh, come on, man. She had jars lined up, waiting, like in the cabinet, already ready.
Nice.
Like 20, like, here you go, man. I know you want this pear preserve, or this peach preserve. I used to love that on some biscuits. Oh, my God. Give me Isaiah 24:5. But yeah, we learned the works of the heathens, man, and the Most High gave us our own law. He gave us our own dietary law. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
The earth also is under the inhabitants thereof.
Read that again.
The earth also is under the inhabitants thereof.
Defiled.
Oh. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Because the earth is defiled, man. Now we out here eating cats. You go to a Chinese restaurant, you know what you got. Cat, dog, cat and dog, mouse, rat. Your food look good for about 10 minutes, let that bad boy get cold. Look like little mouse treats.
It just look gray.
Look gray.
That's Chinese food, man. It get cold, it just look gray.
Like, what is that?
Like it lose all its color.
Right.
Hey,
sad.
Gotta be careful.
Read.
Because they have transgressed the law.
Uh-huh.
Changed the ordinances.
Yeah, they done transgressed our dietary law, man. They done made us defiled to the Most High. But this was their agenda in the first place. We've been eating slave plates since we came into captivity. Read.
Broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, man. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2, because it was never meant to be like that. It was never meant to be like that. Come on, so we're going to get right into the class. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2.
And it shows that the dietary law was everlasting. It wasn't like, the dietary law was here to keep you clean, and all of a sudden it was just okay to be dirty.
Right.
A lot of you Christians got to wake up and just understand that we know you love the scrimp and the chitterlings. We know you love to eat all the crab and bust them open with little hammers,
right,
and dip it in butter. But what are you dipping? What are you dipping in butter, man? Like, you got to look it up and do research. A crab is the cousin of the roach. That's all it is a sea roach, just big.
Right? What is that?
A lobster also. I mean, it's all the same. You ain't gonna eat no seahorses, are you? That's like eating a shrimp. You ain't eating, who had the bright idea of like, yeah, who had the bright idea of busting open a clam and like saying, oh, that's edible?
Right.
Who had that bright idea?
Esau.
Like, let me open a clam and then eat that squishy stuff inside.
That's all they had, man. That's their dude.
Yeah. But you gotta be like insane to think that that's food.
Right.
Like the way it looks, like there's no way you can cook that and even make it look remotely good.
Oh, they just put that in their mouth.
Yeah, that's why they just suck it down raw.
Yep.
But then they get sick and they talk about, oh, it's for sexual enhancement.
Please.
Bruh, I'll deal without that.
Right.
Because it ain't lawful. But who had to think about it? You know why? Because of the fact that at a time there were so many clams, there were so many lobsters, there were so many shrimp in abundance. It was like, yeah, let's make that food. We could profit. It was all about profit. Yep. And then our dumb selves is like, oh yeah, the white man says that it's a delicacy. Right. Because look, I can go get $50 lobster. Blue lobster at that. It's blue lobster. Y'all ain't know what blue lobster is, man. But you think because it says blue lobster, they charge you $50 for something that barely got any meat on it. Y'all ever seen a lobster deshelled? Ain't no damn meat on that thing worth $50. I done seen Gordon Ramsay deshell a lobster so smooth, he get the meat out the legs, out of all the legs. He get the meat out the claw without breaking it. That ain't enough meat for no $50. But most importantly, it's unlawful because what does that animal do? What is its purpose? But now it's a bottom feeder. But now we see why when it says the earth is defiled, because you eat the things that clean it.
You know that oysters, that filters the water. That's why Kima's so brown. The oysters actually filter the water.
The shrimp, the crab, the lobster, they're water filters. They're living filters. You take them away, then what happens? You take away, you kill the natural algae in the water, the reef, the coral reef. Ain't nobody. I shouldn't say it because you probably got some damn Edomites out there eating the coral reef.
Oh yeah.
You coral reef is a living thing, right?
Oh, they already eating that sea cucumber.
What's that?
Oh, it's just find them a picture of that sea cucumber. Man, it squirts this white stuff. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh yeah, sea cucumber.
Esau, he ain't that he get his mouth on.
Seahorse?
No, it's a sea cucumber.
Cucumber?
You see it?
I mean, you got out there eating eels. I mean, come on, they'll eat anything that roams this earth, but that's why it says the earth is defiled. Right. Because you're taking away the natural cleaning that the Most High provided for the earth. You taking away all the natural things like the swine. You taking away the natural things like the vultures and the eagles that do what? They eat all that rotting flesh. Yep. You take away all the natural sea creatures that naturally clean the ocean. Why do you think all the damn animals are jumping out the dirty ocean? You defiling it. They bleaching themselves. They're like, we'd rather die than be in this damn dirty water.
Right, and that's, so crazy. That's the spirit, though. At least you know they got a spirit.
Yeah.
And a righteous spirit at that. Because they understand what's right and what's wrong. Where you at?
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2.
Yeah, because we understand that the Most High put a difference, man. He put a difference between us and these other nations. That's why we had our own dietary law that was for ourselves. Read.
Verse 2. For thou art the holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Come on.
And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself.
Okay.
Above all nations that are upon the earth.
Yeah, the Most High chose us to be a peculiar people. When you look up the definition of peculiar, it means exclusive property. That which belongs to a person, in exclusion of others, man. So the Most High, we are a special group of individuals. And best believe we're not eating the same thing. Best believe we're eating top-notch, good food. We don't have to try to get the scrapes to the bottom of the barrel. We don't have to get these defiled foods that, I just got to get something to eat. I'm going to eat a rat. Like, no, I ain't got to grill no rat. I ain't got to put no rat on a little, to spin a little thing with the heat. Cut off the pieces with some grass, some leaves. No. The Most High said we were a holy people. We were set apart. The definition of peculiar goes in and says belonging to a nation, system, or other thing, and not to others. Give me Leviticus 20 and verse 26. Because we got to see that the Most High wanted us always to be set apart. And that's why our diet is so thrown off, man. That's why we're still on this slave diet, man. We're still on this defiled, low grade, low value, no energy food. And that's why our lives are the way that they are. We're tired every second. Getting up at 10 o'clock in the afternoon. Go to sleep at 10 o'clock p.m. You're getting 12 hours of sleep. You don't need that much sleep. Read where you at.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall be holy unto me.
Yeah, we're going to be holy, and that's everything in our righteous acts, but even in the way that we ate, the food that we ingested into our body, because that allowed us to continue and to thrive in the righteous acts that we were doing. Man, we were moving and grooving. We weren't this lazy, docile people. Think about Abraham. Abraham had 300 servants that he raised up, and he was still doing orders. When they robbed his nephew, what'd they do? Look, we all rolling. I'm rolling with you too, because he was able. Read.
For I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people.
He did what?
Have severed you from other people.
It wasn't just in our language. It just wasn't in our customs or in our land treaties that we did, but it was in our customs, the things that we ate, our clothes that we wore. He severed us from everybody else, but we're in this slave mentality, thinking that we're right with them. That's why we go to right to, what is it? Tuesday for Popeyes. Let me get that 2 pieces and a biscuit. It's actually $1.99, I think, or $1.89, whatever that is. Let me go over to Little Caesars. And once again, we're not saying that it's wrong to eat that. We're just showing that how our minds, we're literally running after those things rather than trying to, live a healthier life. We go after these things that Esau give us. Esau done gave us the most bare minimum, and we accept that, man. Read.
That ye should be mine.
Yeah, that we're going to be the Most High, because when you read in the scriptures, our forefathers, they literally fought against the forces that be, man. They fought against Esau and what they were trying to put upon us. They weren't allowing, no, I'm not going to eat no pig sandwich. No, I'm not going to have no lobster delicacies or caviar. I don't need that in my life, because the Most High has severed us from the nations and gave us our own dietary law. That's beautiful. Our own dietary law. Think about that. My dad, man, I'm gonna bring him back up. He has the ulcers in his stomach, but this is a brother that eats pork, all the shrimp. But now he's starting to eat kale, spinach, cut out the meat, not eating milk, not drinking milk, not doing the honey buns. Man, I done lost a lot of weight. I feel good, man. My poop is looking good. It's going through my body right. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. The Most High said that we were going to be that beautiful people, man, that these other garbage individuals are going to see. The ones that eat the kangaroo and the horse and the rat meat. That's why their skin break down. That's why Esau, they have no melanin. Their skin breaks down at the age of 24. They look horrible. Bags underneath the eyes. Black don't crack. Listen, even with all the defiled food, black don't crack. Melanin does not crack. Man, we look beautiful. When it comes to the Hispanic sisters, the Native Americans, long hair, flourishing, because we're on good diets, man. The Most High meant us. He wanted us to be this holy people, man, that was for him. Give me Deuteronomy 26 and verse 17. Deuteronomy chapter 26 and verse 17.
Yeah, look how bad we eat as a people, and we still the strongest people on this earth.
Right.
Imagine if we came back to like a real clean way of eating. A real organic way of eating. When I say organic, I mean if you're gonna eat your meat, it's a farm-fed, grass-fed animal.
Got it.
If you're gonna eat your vegetables, eat as much as you can. If you're gonna eat your fruits, eat as much as you can. Esau try to trick you and tell you, yeah, don't eat too much fruit because the fructose is too much sugar, but then they'll hit you with like refined cane sugar and tell you that that's okay. They'll put that in everything, but you mean to tell me that fruit sugar is bad? Fructose is bad, but cane sugar is good. Okay. What's up?
They say not to eat too many bananas, but if you look at a gorilla, all they eat is bananas and they eat 500 pounds of muscle.
Yeah. Don't eat too much bananas because it's too much this, it's too much that. But there's one of the strongest animals on this earth, 5 times stronger than a man, is a silverback. All he do is eat leaves and bananas. Baby monkey is stronger than the average black man.
Right.
And all they eat is breast milk and bananas.
Slap your beard off your face.
It's crazy, but when you look at it, when we said it last class, the strongest animals on this earth are herbivores. A hippo, I watched a lot of Nature Channel. I was watching something before I got here. 2 hippos was fighting. I was like, dude, this is a big animal. Water buffaloes, huge. They don't eat no meat. Yeah, hippo's mouth. That's what I was saying. My rib was like, damn, his mouth is huge. You open his mouth to yawn, bro. That thing was like, his mouth opened to like 5 feet. I'm like, wow, when he closed them jaws on you, he don't eat meat, but he'll rip a limb off.
Oh yeah, he'll crush it in half.
Yeah, he'll crush it in half because they strong, but what they eating? They eating beef.
He'll hit you with a Luke Cage hit. Just knock you out.
Knock you out. But think about it. You know, the Most High gives us nature. That's why he said, look at the animals, let them teach you. Yep. Look at the beasts, let them show you. I misquoted it. I'm gonna get it. I just actually read it. But he gives us nature to mimic and show us how to maneuver. But where we at?
Read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 17. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice.
Right.
And the Lord
has... Says we did what? Avouched the Most High. We chose the Most High. Go ahead.
And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be peculiar people, as he had promised thee.
Right. He chose us to be a peculiar people. So he gave us things for that to happen, which was the dietary law. Because if not, then you'd be like everybody else. You'd be walking through the streets of Bangkok, eating bugs on a stick. That's their delicacies. You go to like places like Thailand and Malaysia. You go to those little street markets, they eating worm and scorpion on a deep fried scorpion.
Right, beetles.
Deep fried beetle. You know, they got grasshoppers. We know locusts are lawful. Are lawful. Locusts are lawful. So they might have, a locust or two, but everything else, all that turtle soup and, all them rabbit stews.
Oh yeah, goat ball soup.
Yeah, just all them weird. What is that? That's a snake.
I almost ate it.
What is it?
Goat ball soup.
Oh man.
I think I still got the magazine when I was in it. They said it was they said it was aphrodisiac.
Yeah, in Jamaica, that's managed water. That's what managed water is.
Okay.
Yeah, or goat head soup. It ain't just the goat head. It's all the other little filthy parts. Yeah, man. But they tell you that everything. That's how they get you. Like it's for male. It's to boost your libido.
Right.
Nigga, if you ate right, you wouldn't have erectile dysfunction.
Right. That's right.
If you stop eating so much sugar. If you stop eating so much damn carbs and fat and ate more protein and more plants,
run a little bit,
and exercise, you wouldn't have to boost your libido. Right. As soon as you start working out as a male, listen, you work out and eat right, that testosterone starts jumping, the libido is up there. Yeah, it's up there. You don't need to have. I gotta eat oysters now to boost my libido. Right. No, you gotta take that because you're drinking too much beer. Beer lowers the libido. You think that it stimulates you, but it gets you to a point, and then it has a reverse effect. So we can reverse all these things through our diet. That's why the Most High gave us the law. That diet, man, listen, your gut is the pathway to heaven or hell. As far as being sick, if you don't take care of it and you don't put the right things in yourself, everything will be affected. What scripture we at?
Verse 18.
Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 18. And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he had promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments.
Go ahead, read.
And to make thee high above all nations.
No, some nations.
All nations.
Come on now, listen, y'all gotta understand. Listen, we above all nations. When we really go into our diet, who literally just goes into the dietary law and be like, listen, I can eat that. Ooh, you know what? Since I can eat that, let me try to make this out of that and see what it do. You know what? Let me check about this animal and let me see how it'll give me nutrition for my body. Think about it, man. The Most High gave us that. But we don't care about that, man. We don't care about that. We want our Whataburger. We want to go out to, what was that one Chinese spot right there in every hood? Timmy Chan's. Let me hit Timmy Chan's. Let me hit Taco Bell. Man, please, read.
Which he had made in praise and in name and in honor.
Okay.
And that thou mayest be an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Read.
As he had spoken.
Yeah, man, the Most High wants us to keep his commandments, man, so we can be this exalted nation. Give me Ezekiel 44 and 23. Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 23.
Like I'm looking at, it's funny, I've been on Instagram, and there's this, we got our Eastern Oil's business page, so, we're making connections, and there's this new spot that opened up in Houston, I believe.
Oh yeah.
It's called Turkey Leg Hut.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, listen, the amount of abominable foods, it's all filthy.
Yeah.
All of it. I ain't never seen so much shrimp in my life.
Alfredo turkey leg.
Cooking that once.
Yeah.
They might have some turkey legs, but everything else is shrimp, crab, lobster, pork.
That they add to the turkey leg though. But yeah.
Yeah, they wrapping turkey legs in bacon. They doing all that, but why? Why though? Well, what it is to keep you always on the downside of the Most High, man. That's what it's about. That slave diet that when you used to celebrate your Thanksgiving and you had that baked macaroni,
ooh,
that with all the gravies and that fried turkey with all the gravies and everything was just carbs and starch.
Candy yams.
Candied yams. You know what that did to you?
Deviled eggs.
That made you tired, lethargic.
Yep.
It made you lazy. You go out and have enough energy to work barely, but then you come back and eat that food and you just, as a slave, it just kept you in that mind that I don't want to run. I don't want to be free.
I like this, Massa.
Yeah.
Because I had it for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, Massa.
They call it comfort food, but it's slave food. All them comfort foods that we think is comfort,
right?
That's slave food, man. That's what they was giving us as slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Dousing it down with gravies and, that's what they kept us. They fatten you up to go work. But it kept your mind slow. It kept you lazy and, it kept you lethargic. It kept you, the itis. I got the itis. You ain't supposed to eat nothing and fall asleep.
Real docile. Just weak.
Yeah. But that's that. I mean, listen, even in the islands, all them rice and chickens and jerk this and jerk that and oxtail and brown stew. Listen, all that stuff, man, all that gravy, that ain't good for you. Talking about Cool Runnings. That ain't good for you, man. All that browning, that ain't good for you. It's not natural for the body. All them gravies, man. Once in a while, but every day. Every Sunday dinner, you gotta have just gravy upon gravy, and gravies and more gravies. Well, go ahead. Where we at?
Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 23. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane.
Okay, read.
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
And that's what we're doing. We're clarifying what is clean and what is unclean when it comes to this dietary law. What's clean to the Most High and what is unclean? Because, even with the dietary law, we have the certain foods, and it's beautiful because when you deal with the moral law, we understand what's holy, what's unholy, and everything, man. That's how you see the workings of the Most High and how excellent He is. But especially when it comes to this food, this dietary law. We're going to go right into it. Give me Leviticus chapter 11 and verse, give me Deuteronomy 14 and 3. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 3. Because a lot of us don't know what's clean and what's unclean. Like what's a clean beetle or what's a clean insect that we can eat?
Locust.
What else?
I think actually grasshoppers are clean too.
What else? What's clean fish that we can eat?
Salmon.
Codfish.
Trout. Cod.
Codfish. Red snapper.
Yeah, there's like over 80 fishes. But our people always go back to catfish.
80 fish.
80 fish.
Yeah, fish is always
80 fish species. Fishes. Yeah.
Fishes.
Fishes.
Give me 2 fishes sandwiches. Nah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, we have a lot of different things that we can eat. But we're very close-minded and we only know a few.
Salmon.
Definitely. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 3.
You start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Ye are the children of the Lord your God. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
Read.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Come on.
And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself.
And that's why He gave us these laws. Read.
Above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Come on.
Thou shalt not eat any abominable things. These are the beasts which ye shall eat.
Yeah, so it says that we're not going to eat any abominable thing. In abominable, when you go to the definition, it says causing moral revulsion. Causing moral revulsion. When you look up the definition of revulsion, it's going to be a sense of disgust. Abominable is disgusting to the Most High, these foods. Whenever you eat them, not the animal itself, but whenever you eat it. That's why it says, thou shalt not eat. It didn't say thou shalt not be around, but it says thou shalt not eat any abominable thing, because every animal has its purpose.
Right.
Go to Leviticus 11 and 4. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 4.
Right.
We're going to go right into it, man, about these unclean animals.
Got it. Wow. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud,
Right.
or of them that divide the hoof,
Okay.
as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
See, the Most High was extremely specific when it came to these animals. Even though the camel chewed he chewed the cud, but he didn't divide, or them that divided, but he divideth not the hoof. Read.
He is unclean unto you.
Yeah, even when you go deal with the camel, right? Does anybody know the purpose of the camel? What was the purpose of the camel?
To carry your luggage, to make it through the desert.
Raise your hand.
To make it through the desert.
To make it through the desert. Okay. Anybody else? Max?
To carry your luggage. Like,
Carry your luggage. So it was a form of transportation, right? So think about it, man. You know, the Most High said we're not going to eat the camel, though. It chews the cud, but the hoof is not divided. But even when you look at the purpose of a camel, is that it transported things. You know, and I'm going to go into it just a little bit. It says the camel. During catastrophic droughts, herdsmen may lose all of their cattle, sheep, and goats, while 80% of the camels will survive. Think about that. All the other animals will die out, but not the camel. So what do you think you're going to do? You just going to kill the camel? No, you're going to use that camel for what it was purpose of, was to move things. But it says, owning to the camel's ability to conserve water and tolerate dehydration. All right, so those humps actually held water. But it says, in severe heat, a camel survives 4 to 7 days without drinking. 4 to 7 days without drinking. So they can actually walk and move around 4 to 7 days without drinking of hydration, this animal. Other animals can't do that, man. You know, but then it went into it a little bit more. It says, but it can go 10 months without drinking at all if it is not working, or at the forage contains, not working, and the forage contains enough moisture. The forage is those humps. But it shows that this animal had a purpose, man. It was a working animal. So we wasn't killing things like that, like, for example, the pig when we go into it. It's a working animal. When you deal with the dogs, the dog was a working animal. I have a chow chow. When you go into the history of a chow chow, the chow chow used to guard the Chinese temples. You think they was eating chows? No. The dog had a purpose. But now America just want to eat everything. Dogs, cats, rodents. Read verse 5. Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 5.
Verse 5. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Yeah, even when you deal with the coney, man. Anybody know what a coney is?
Similar to a horse, I believe.
No.
It's a rabbit.
Raise your hand. Yeah, it is a rabbit. They call it a European hare. But yeah, the coney is a rabbit. But even when you deal with that, you know, it says it's a guinea-like pig, or it's a guinea pig-like relative to the rabbit. It is more commonly known by the name peacock. It is applied to the rabbit, and is still sometimes used in the fur business to indicate rabbit fur. So the Most High said, even this little mammal we weren't supposed to eat. You know, yeah, it does eat the shrubs, the grass, you know, the little the berries here and there. But the coney we were not fortunate to eat.
No, I'm just reading here. No, go ahead.
Because think about it, even the white man, they love to kill rabbit. Go on rabbit hunts. Even my grandpa used to kill rabbits, used to kill possums, squirrels, all that, huh?
I ain't killing no possum, man.
Yeah, he used to go possum hunting, man. They had possum dogs, man. Possum dogs that smell them possums down and kill them. Yeah, man. But think about how many people eat rabbit, not knowing that that's against the dietary law. Everybody loves some rabbit, man. Some jackrabbit. It's a thrill to have them jump and shoot them and eat them. Go ahead and shed their skin, fillet them, then cook them. But that's unlawful. That's unclean in the eyes of the Most High. Keep reading.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
And the hare, because he chewed the cud.
And the hare, again, is just another form of a rabbit. It's just different species of the rabbit, but it's the hare, a little bit bigger. It's almost like the jackrabbit. Read.
But divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Yeah, man, even though he may eat the grass, does all these, has a good, healthy diet, but his hoof is not divided. When he deal with the hare, it says that there are 30 different species of hares found close to farmland and open forests worldwide. So that's why we literally love killing those.
But what do they eat though? What does a hare eat?
Grass.
Oh, they eat grass?
Yeah,
Oh.
but they do the. It said grass. It was
Probably some unlawful bugs.
yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
The hare is very adaptable and a very adaptable animal, as there are species of hare also found in desert regions and, of course, the bitterly cold Arctic tundra.
Oh, it does chew the cud.
Yeah,
Okay.
it chews the cud, but it doesn't divide up the hoof.
Right.
Yeah, this is how the Most High had it. It's just that it doesn't have two toes, man. It doesn't have the toes. When you deal with divided hoof, that's like the two fingers. Keep reading.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Why is it that the hoof had to be divided? What purpose was that?
I was looking for that, man.
Looking for that also.
Yeah, because really the scriptures really don't go into it. Just about dividing the hoof, the reason behind it. But that was just what the Most High had, man. That was his purpose, because even when you think about it, let's say the hoof wasn't divided, so it could just tear up anything, could move around, but on a sanitary wise, it's the same.
That's what I was wondering. Was it like a sanitary purpose?
Think about the pig. The pig don't chew the cud, but his foot is divided.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really how the Most High had it. But what you got?
No, I was thinking like, well, maybe was it just like let's say he wearing Timbs, I'm wearing Pumas.
Mm-hmm.
Was like put a difference between us, like.
Well, there was a difference in the animals, but remember, like we just said, the pig had a cloven hoof, just like a goat had a cloven hoof, or a cow, the pig had the same thing, but the pig didn't chew the cud. So it was just, because look at the way that animal digests its food. There's no specific reason. I've been looking for that for a while, but there's no specific reason given scripturally. We just know that's what the Most High chose.
I thought that they toxins came out through the hooves or something like that.
Of the pig.
That's just the pig.
That's just the pig. Yeah.
The pig is the only animal that doesn't have pores.
Yeah, they ain't got no pores, so they don't sweat. So a lot of their toxins gotta come through that hole.
Yeah.
And when they pee and poop.
And when we get deeper, the Most High, it's just, even when you deal with the cud, right? Because that could be spiritual when you look at it. The animal eats the grass, eats these things, ingests it, brings it back up. It's a slow process, man. And it's the same thing dealing with his word. We have the word, we ingest it, vomit it back up, eat it again, keep chewing it. But it's still it's a beautiful process. So the Most High, his workings, man, like I said, everything was healthful in the beginning, and there's supposed to be no destruction in it. So the way the Most High created things, that was in Ecclesiasticus. The way the Most High created his creatures, man, it was beautiful. Keep reading.
Verse 7. Verse 6.
Verse 7.
Slack, actually, verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed.
See, the swine, he divided the hoof. Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, read.
Yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean unto you.
Yeah, the swine. That baby back bacon, that thick cut. It is unclean to you, man. Bacon bits, unclean to you. When you want to have your burgers, what else, man? Your chitlins, man. Huh?
Pork chops.
Come on, pork chops. what else you got, man? Chitlins. What Spanish dishes got pork in it?
Chicharron.
A little bit louder.
Chicharrones.
Chicharrones. What else they got? Chorizos. Caritas. What else? It's an epidemic, man. But it says that the pork is unclean. But we're gonna go into a little bit more and understand, why the pork. Because think about it, man. Bacon, pork, swine is one of the biggest things that they put against us. And there has to be a reason why. There has to be. But when you go into the definition of the swine, right, it says a hog, a quadrupt of the genus Sus, which furnishes man with a large portion of his most nourishing food. Oh, nourishing food, my apologies. It says, which furnishes man with large portion of his most nourishing food. But when you look at it, it says that it provides us with the most nourishing food, but it don't nourish us. It nourishes us with toxins. That's what it does. It gives us all the defiled diseases that we don't want, but we think that it's good. Like they said, I had a cardiologist in Chicago when I was working in the hospital. She's like, yeah, pork is good. It's the next bite. I was like, please, man, you Muslim. I know you ain't eating it, but she gonna tell us that it's good. It's the next. It's clean meat, please. And actually, at that time, it sounded good, but why? Because that's what was given to us, man. That's what was force fed. It says the fat or lard of this animal enters into various dishes in cookery, because it does. And we're going to go into about how the enzymes, the lard, is in everything. Toothpaste, deodorant. Yeah. You got your Debbie snacks, the cream fillings. There it is. You know what I'm saying? You got your greases that you don't know what you got at the store. It's in that. You think you get you a nice burger, but they cook the bacon right on top of that, or right underneath it. So you technically got a bacon juice burger. So you're still having the enzymes of that. It says that the swine is a heavy, stupid animal and delights to wallow in the mire. And I love this definition. I love it. You know why? Because the Most High is showing us that this animal is unlawful for you, man. It is a stupid animal and it delights in the mire. When you read the definition of mire, mire is a deep mud or earth so wet and soft as to yield to the feet, or yield to the feet and to the wheels. So which means it's almost like something that you get stuck in. You can't move. What were you gonna say?
This kingdom's so filthy and wicked, because I remember I used to have my hair cut and have waves and stuff like that. You brush your hair with damn pork. But
listen, I was at the beauty supply. The brush that I got is No. I specifically looked at it. Cause I started looking at it now, and everything has they're called boar bristles. They're boar bristles, but then you can get the regular the synthetic. They're just basically just fake. Well, I forget what it is. But yeah, it ain't it's not real. But yeah, that's it. Think about it. What you need boar bristles for? Like, why can't you get anything else? They know exactly, bro. We put it in our skin and our hair, everything. But that's the crafty counsel that they've taken, and we're gonna go there. What's going on?
I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, man, like, it's so dope. But if you look at it, like the scripture that that definition that you just pointed out about how the swine is a stupid animal, right? That likes to wallow in the mud.
It delights to wallow in the mud.
So it's like, if you look at it like, if you look at it from another perspective on why the Most High doesn't want us to mess with this animal, it's because, one, the Most High don't want us to be stupid. Right. It says a man shall be commended according to his wisdom. Right. And two, the Most High don't want us in the lowest state, like these heathens got themselves in the lowest state. They don't like to do certain things. Right. That the Most High pulled us out from.
Matthew 7:6. Yeah. Let's get it. No, but that's perfect, because it says they delight to wallow in the mire. You think the Most High wants you to eat something like that? God. The Most High wants you to have the energy of something that delights to wallow in its mire. That literally, give me 1 second, that likes to be stuck somewhere where you're unable to be moved. They like to sit there. Listen, they'll sit and boo-boo if they wanted to. Go ahead. Actually, Mark, what do you have to say?
I was going to say, I often meditated on, like, when Yahushua cast out the demons from that dude. Yeah. He told the demons to go into them pigs.
They were unclean spirits.
And I'm pretty sure that there were other animals around
Yeah.
He pinpointed the pigs and it permitted them to go, granted them to go into the pigs and have them go into them unclean animals. Like, so I don't know. I just thought about that.
Yeah, no, they were unclean spirits going into unclean animals. You know, what was the pig's purpose? The pig's purpose was to literally be a garbage disposal. You know, when you read about pigs, you know, they say that they actually have them going around town and eating, right? Just to get them fat, and then they kill them. So it kind of saves them money for buying feed. I best believe they do that. Read where you at.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Come on.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
Yeah, this is symbolic, man. The Most High is showing you, don't cast your pearls to those that like to wallow in mire. They ain't trying to get it. They're perfect where they're at. They're stuck in the mud. Let them be. They want to sit in their filth. Read that again.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
See, that's why what the Most High is bringing out and showing us through the law itself. The law is beautiful. The law had a bigger purpose than just don't eat pork. There was a reason behind it. Don't eat the coney. There was a reason behind it. Read.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
Read.
Lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
Because these are animals that don't care, man. They don't care about you. They'll eat whatever. Listen, animals, the mafia used to bring bodies to the pig farms to do what? Dispose of bodies. So if they'll eat human flesh, animal flesh, you think the Most High wants you to eat that? Think about that. You big dumb Christians talking about we can eat all meats. You fool. So you mean to tell me I can eat rat and I can eat possum and pray over it?
As long as you pray over it.
Right. I can eat cow. I can eat pig butt, pig ears, pig neck bone, pig feet, pig ankles, pig thighs, and be cool? No, there was a reason why the Most High gave us these laws, man. You know, but we're not looking at that. That's why we still have these slave plates, man. The Most High don't want us to eat this swine. Let me go back into the purpose of a pig. You're finished with that. The purpose of a pig. People rarely think of pigs being used for any other purpose other than their meat. And that's all they think. Pork is pork. You know, they feed them on farms. But listen, raise your hand, even online, if you've been past a pig farm. I used to go, listen, in Japan, Okinawa, they had pig farms. You could smell it miles out. You can smell it miles out before you even got to it. That's how gruesome it was, man.
And this is my experience when I went to Guyana when I was a little kid. Like, my memory, this is the first, because, you know, we grew up in here, so we never seen, like, farm animals like that, even contrary to probably growing up in Texas.
Right.
But they would just take with all the leftover food, the spoiled and rotten food, and they would just throw it in a trough and call it slop.
Yeah, come on.
And they just gobble it up. It would be everything in the house that was just bad, rotten,
My
spoiled.
grandma does that for her dogs and cats. Come on, man. Listen, you eat grits, bacon, and biscuits, they eat grits, bacon, and biscuits. Same thing you eat, man. These pigs are filthy. And that's why you are what you eat, man. And that's why half all the people got worms in your bodies, trichinosis worms that we're going to go into. You got cancers, you got diabetes, your body don't know how to function right because you putting non-nutritional food in your body. But the definition said that this is a nourishing food, but it don't nourish. It nourishes your appetite, like you put something in there. It's almost like a placebo. It's a placebo. You think you're nourishing it. Oh, I got some protein out of that. No, you didn't. It's fat. You're supposed to eat the fat. Huh?
A placebo effect?
Yeah, you think it's doing you good, but it's doing you harm. But going back into the definition of the purpose of a pig, it says, but pigs sometimes have secondary jobs. So let's see what these secondary jobs are. It says in France, and this ain't the only place, in France, some pigs are trained to find black truffles, a delicious yet notoriously difficult delicacy to find. Some rural societies have garbage pigs, which scavenge the scraps of the town.
And you know what about the truffles? Because I'm into my whole cooking thing. They stop using pigs to do that because they would eat the truffles.
Ooh.
So they use dogs now. They train dogs to sniff out the truffle.
There it is.
All it is a root it's something that grows under the ground. You got your chocolate truffle. I'm not exactly 100% sure what the hell a truffle is.
It's not like a fungus. Like
it might be. I don't know exactly.
It's supposed to be pretty.
Oh, listen, come on. You got one truffle that went on auction for like $300,000. Yeah, bro. It's like they'll kill in the food market for that. But the point is, with the truffle, I didn't cut you off. The point with the truffle is they stopped using pigs to get truffles because the pigs would eat the truffles. So they got dogs. Oh, is that it? Is it?
It's a type of fungus, but
Yeah.
one of my coworkers went to like Spain. He on a tour through Spain. He brought back like a little thing of some honey with truffles in it. It's supposed to be very, very prestigious, but anything that's defiled, Esau like holds in high regard.
Yeah, fleshy fungus structure and roundish figure. Well, it says fungus structure. It says a subterraneous vegetable or a mushroom. They don't even know what to categorize it as. It looks like boo-boo.
Yeah, God.
But listen, them truffles that he's holding in his hand, that's like $500,000. People in the food industry done died over truffles. Like chocolate truffle, vanilla truffle. You got different ones. That's like one of the most expensive food. And you know the white man's retarded. He'd make something that grows out the ground freely worth $300,000. That don't make sense. Show me a $300,000 carrot. But the point is, yeah, they stopped using the pigs for that. They use dogs. Because the pigs, they eat anything. They sniff that truffle out, they just start eating it. There goes your $50,000 down the drain. A pig don't care. Like we were going through it. It's a dumb animal. Can't train a pig. Like, oh, this is my pot-bellied pig. This is Albert.
Right.
Albert don't do a damn thing, but as soon as you clean him, jump into the mud and when it get dirty and stink. Go ahead.
It says the scavenger pig cleans up the town and allows them to later slaughter and use the pig's meat with minimal investment and feed. Yeah. Think about that. Who out here like to make easy money? Easy money. You think your enemies want to give you some nourishing food, some nutritious food? They don't give a damn. Think about it. They buy houses for the low, put a couple duckies in it, and sell it for high. That's house. You think the food gonna be any different? It's the same thing, man. They don't care. They'll let that pig eat whatever, man. Anything that's on the grounds, any type of food. Throw a little salt in it or blow it up. They do that with everything, man. A little meal, nice little water, just to juice them up. It says, in addition, pig's parts are used to make all sorts of things. Pig heart valves are even used as replacement for failing heart valves in humans. Think about it. Why? Is the pig comparison, or is it compatible to the human valve?
Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's why.
It's easy.
That's why.
Because they produce so many of these jokers, man. That's crazy. They replace heart valves in humans.
You gotta really see where they say how do you evolve from monkeys?
Right.
How do you evolve from monkeys, but you're most compatible with a pig? How does that even make sense? Ain't that what Esau tells us? That we evolved from monkeys, but they tell you when you string a pig up by its two arms, or if the anatomy is the exact same as a human's. How come they don't use monkey valve if you evolve from a monkey? Think about it. Like, we evolved all from fish and monkeys, but then we're most compatible with pig. Nah, it ain't that you're compatible with a pig. It's that they want to keep you with worms in your body and keep you sick. Keep you breaking that law. That's what it is. A pig valve? You mean to tell me a pig, a little old pig, will pump the same amount of blood as my heart? A pig lung can fit in my body. Like, come on. Just because you string them up the right way don't mean that it's supposed to fit. But again, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We got to remember that. Go ahead.
It says a pig digests in 4 hours. So we're going into how a pig actually eats his food, all right?
Same as a human.
A pig digests in 4 hours. A cow in 24 hours. And Dr. Juan brought out the one I thought he was saying about just how crap. It was talking about how a cow regurgitates the food. What does that say?
It says cows and goats produce rumen in the stomach, so they just regurgitate. Damn, that's terrible. So they just regurgitate
and chew it
again.
Cows have 3 stomachs.
Yeah, that's what they do. It's chewing the cud. But what does that chewing the cud do? It detoxifies It's like if you watch Man vs. Wild, you watch Bear Grylls when they dropped him in the Middle East and he killed that camel. He killed that camel. He cut open the camel's stomach, reached in. No, before he lived in the camel, he reached into the camel's gut, pulled out all that water that's stored, and he drank it. But guess what? You can do that to a cow. You can reach into that cow's stomach. You pull out that vegetation. That water is purified water. You got to get to the right stomach. You can't get the first stomach. You got to get to like the third stomach where it's already purified. There's no bacteria in there. If it's a grass-fed cow, that's what chewing the cud was supposed to do. It purified its diet, so when it pooed, right? What was poo made? What was cow manure? It was instant fertilizer. Yeah. So when it ate, it dropped. More grass sprung up. It ate. It dropped. That's what it was supposed to do. So you can reach into that camel the same way you can reach into that cow because it detoxifies the food in his gut. But the camel's unlawful. So you don't want to. But Bear Grylls, bro, he was thirsty as hell. He cut that camel open. Reached in, he squeezed. All you saw was just water all over his mouth. He said it had a weird smell. That's the difference. The cow, when they reach in, it ain't got no smell. But the camel had a weird smell. And then he cut the damn camel open, gutted him, and used it for shelter. Because it was cold. It gets cold in the desert.
Well, the worst thing I ever seen him do was cut off a snake's head and like squeeze everything out of the snake's body and then pee in the snake. And it was like, yeah, this is for later. Just walking. He got tired and he took the snake. He drunk his pee, bro.
Yeah, that's
Esau, man.
Oh, because maybe it was to like clean the pee?
Nah, like it's just he was saying.
Oh, he peed it to hold the pee for later.
Yeah, because he was saying you can drink your tea. You can drink your pee.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
before the bacteria gets you.
Esau's crazy.
I mean, Esau's the ultimate hunter. So he's a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Right.
So he gonna know how to be out there. Think about it. He gonna know how to be out there. But see, that was the difference where it said Jacob was a man of the tent.
Right.
I don't gotta drink my piss because guess what? I got Kool-Aid in the fridge.
Right.
I'm not out in the fields like Esau.
Got some snacks on deck.
I'm out here chilling. I got snacks on deck. I'm prepared.
Got my mom cooking for me.
I'm not peeing in a snake's body to save it for later. I've never seen that. I want to watch that.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta watch that episode. I used to be on that Man vs. Wild. Bear Grylls was real with it. But you see the things that he does, man. That chewing the cud is, it basically detoxifies that animal. Yep. So now you're not eating an animal that has, all the different worms and diseases that these cows have today. Because what do they feed the cows? They feed them corn. Corn diet produces Ebola. Yep. When the cow poos, the manure doesn't seep into the soil the correct way. It doesn't fertilize, it builds bacteria, they trample around in it. Then that's where you get your E. coli and your Ebola. That's where those diseases came from, when they start feeding cows corn. And mad cow disease, they feed the cows the wrong diet. That's where those things come from. What's up?
I got a question.
You look like you have a question.
I think we did. Because, alright, so back when we had that, not to take it off topic, but when you read about like the drought that happened in Egypt,
right?
Joseph stored up all the corn,
right?
All the corn, and like they used the corn to feed everybody, even the cattle, and it said that the cattle ate the corn as well. But
right, but that don't mean a cow is supposed to eat cattle. Eat corn. A cow, that's not their diet. That's think about it. When have you ever seen a corn graze in a cornfield?
A cow graze on a cornfield.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They can't. They graze in grass. Their natural diet was grass.
Got it.
Yeah. So
I understand. I was just
right. I see what you're saying.
But now that I think about it, it's probably because the drought, the whole drought. There ain't no grass growing.
Right.
It was a drought for a couple of years, so it's probably just all desert.
Everything was all, and they had to eat what they had to eat.
Which was the corn.
We can't even digest the skins of a corn. They took us to like the water the water recycling plants.
You saw all that?
Yeah, you see like condoms and corn in there and stuff like that.
Condoms and corn.
Yeah, I'm serious. They use,
I
like,
believe it.
all kind of, and they say like the water is a certain, when they do a test at a certain time of season, like winter season, it's high in like some type of hormone found in birth control, because like a lot of the college students are taking birth control, and they was going. We went through the whole thing. It stink, man. He always takes his water and talking about, well, you're drinking recycled water or whatever. It's nasty, man.
No, you are. But that's why they said a lot of people are. A lot of people are allergic to. Or a lot of people are immune to antibiotics because
water.
It's you flush all your pills down the toilet, and we've been doing it for so long that the water you can find traces of antibiotics and different type of depression medications and all types of pills in the water. So they're getting you high through the water. Again, the earth is defiled by the inhabitants. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Yep. You got to see, like, how the hell you gonna drink your own recycled poo water and think that it's okay? Like, yeah, we just treat it. What you treat it with? I was watching something today where they go to this dude was going to the water treatment plants to look for bacteria in the water that they use to fight other bacteria because they said, the antibiotics ain't working. So it's another bacteria, like they'll isolate the strain of bacteria that you have. And then they'll get the good bacteria, pump it into you, and it kills all the bad bacteria. But it's not like antibiotics, where antibiotics just goes through your body and wipes out everything. This is specific, but they gotta get it from doo-doo water. Yeah, to get this bacteria. The chick was like, wait, we gotta go to waste treatment? He was like, yeah, this found in water. And with sewage. I was like, wow, Esau, bro. The way they think things should be, but that's why it says the earth is defiled. Because they let it, think about it. You drinking the same water that you just peed?
Then they hit it with the last process. They hit it with like a radiation light. And when it goes to the last final stages, who knows that is even causing cancer? Because it's radiation. So it's like, even in college when I saw it, it was like years ago, I was like perplexed. I was like, man, what's wrong with these people, man?
But see, the earth filters its water through what?
The rocks,
minerals. That's why you go like to the Rocky Mountains, and you can smash that water right out the river, as long as it's running. It got to be a stream. You don't want to drink no still standing water. That's where bacteria and disease. But you go to the mountains, man, and you see a nice stream. You can drink that water. It's filtering. As it's running, it's just filtering through those rocks. But the earth filters itself. The Most High set it up like that. Why do we got to come through and filter it now? Well, because we use everything wrong. Y'all see that? Let's jump back.
Going back into the swine, man. Understanding that how it eats its food. It digests in 4 hours, but while it digests in 4 hours, this is what happens. During the digestion process, animals get rid of extra toxins. Many toxins remain in its system to be stored in its more than adequate fatty tissue ready for our consumption. So, once again, one thing with pigs is that they don't have pores. They don't get rid of those toxins. So it's literally sitting in their body, marinating for that brother or sister to chomp on that baconator.
Waiting for your ass to drool. Yeah, waiting for you to drive past Wendy's and just can't keep the law and catch whatever that pig ate.
Yep. All right, got you a pork chop sandwich for you pork chop pastors. Yeah. But the thing about it is that, think about it, there's a lot of different diseases that come from, that's coming from the pig, man. You got the trichinosis worm. The trichinosis worm, man. We're gonna get to that, but give me Psalms 83. Psalms 83 and 2, man, because this is a tactic from our enemy to destroy us, man, to keep us unclean and unholy in the eyes of the Most High.
God.
Keep us defiled, man. Shit, listen, our body's defiled, our spirit's defiled, everything about us is defiled, man. And that's what we're trying to get back to, man. We're trying to get back to being in good graces with the Heavenly Father, with our spirit and our body.
God.
Once again, it says that we are the temple of God, right?
God.
Come on, man. So we got to take care of that temple. It's not like we can do whatever. Well, brother, all I got is a couple duckies. Okay, we'll tell the Most High that when Yahweh Shai come back. Go ahead and let them know. Well, listen, sir, listen, I was, I had that dollar menu. That's all I had. Well, you should have got you some kale. It should have went on a fast. I know you read about the bitter herbs in the Bible. Read where you at.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 3.
Come on.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Verse 2.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Come on, man. Our enemies do make a tumult, man. They make this
the FDA.
Yeah.
That's the tumult.
What is that? Food Drug Administration?
Yep.
How you combine food and drugs together? Because food is a drug. We got people out here fiending over food, stealing for food, man. It says a tumult. It says just a commotion, an uproar, confusion, and that's what they've done. A violent commotion or agitation, because what happens whenever you eat these excessive meats, you're agitated with confusion of sounds as a tumult or the elements. But keep reading.
God, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Yeah, man, because they think they're smart, man. They think they found the specific recipe to kill off the righteous children of God. They finally figured out how we're going to just blow them off the earth. How Christ ain't going to come back because his people so defiled, and how Satan's going to rule. But they got something else coming, though. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Yeah, man, and the crafty counsel is what? They put all defiledness in everything, man. Like you was talking about, the hairbrushes got boar bristles in it. You got toothpaste with pig enzymes in it. You got your mustards, your mayonnaise, all these different things that, listen, you got your beef sausage with pork casing. What? Why do you gotta put pork casing on it? I don't understand that. Why you need pork casing on a beef sausage? Come on, man. Read.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Yeah, man, read.
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And they've been doing this for years.
You know that crafty counsel? It's like this. I'm going to show y'all something. Like when they say animal shortening, when you check the ingredient label on your food, you think, oh, I'm eating something lawful. And they say animal shortening, right? That's usually lard. Now, what animal carries lard? When you refer to lard, what is that? Pig lard, right? No other animal you really refer to with the lard. It's pig lard. When they say red coloring made from ground up, or when they say like carmine dye, we talked about this on the Sabbath. Carmine or carminic acid, that's red coloring made from ground up insects. Gelatin. When you read your Jello and they got gelatin, or you go get that Jiffy cornbread mix, and they got gelatin in it. You know what that is? That's protein, cartilage, tendons from pigs or various animals. When you go get your refried beans and they're not vegetarian, first of all, let's think about it. They're damn beans. Why do I gotta get vegetarian beans?
Right.
Think about it. But they put pork in refried beans, so you gotta go get vegetarian. You gotta go get a vegetarian thing that is already vegetarian. Why? Because of that tumult, that crafty counsel.
It's like organic fruits and vegetables. But like it's supposed to already
It's already
be organic.
Right, organic fruits and I need those with the seed. When you gotta ask for vegetables with the seed and fruits with the seed, you like that. Like I was getting some grapes the other day, and I was like, everything was like red seedless, green seedless, this seedless. I was like, y'all don't got no seeded grapes? They're like, nah. I was like, I guess I ain't getting no grapes today. It's things like that where you ain't got no grapes with seeds. I remember that was the one thing we used to do back in the day when you grocery shop. The first thing you hit is the vegetable aisle with your family. You grab you a bag of a cluster of grapes on the low, and you eat it, but you spitting seeds. You get the big purple ones where you were spitting seeds. I remember that as a kid. Now?
Listen, we so retarded, just slow. Oh, thank God they don't have any seeds. I don't have to spit it out.
Yeah, but the seeds is the most important. What's up?
Listen, man, when I was working at HEB, bro, it's impossible. There's no way you can get that much grapes, man.
I believe it.
Bro, the amount of grapes that we were pulling out, you get like 6 trucks of grapes, And since 18 orders, packed with nothing but grapes, different colored grapes.
Yeah.
Every day, bro.
It's like, how you got that many grapes in California's burning down?
But none of them got seeds though.
Right.
None of them got
GMO.
seeds.
There ain't no, like, because that's where the U.S.'s grapes come from, right? Napa Valley, California. How the hell does that happen when the whole of California is always on fire? Like, bruh, stop.
Just dry land.
Yeah, it's dry as hell. The whole place is...
California's always in a drought.
Bro, and it's always on fire. Yeah. So how you got that many grapes? You making that much wine? Like, so for some reason, this region is just filled with water and flourishing with grapes. And it kind of is, because like Naples and those places, they're like islands off of the coast. But still, the point, no seeds. No, there's a valley. It's like Napa Valley in Cali, and then we got and like Rich Esau goes there to sip wine and listen to concerts. It's like right off the California coast.
Yeah, they make wine.
They make wine. Yeah, it's like a big wine valley. But I'm like he said 6 18-wheelers full of grapes. And that's just one HEB warehouse.
One HEB, bro.
Come on, and that's what, daily?
That wasn't counting Kroger's or Walmart.
Right.
Bro, it was enough grapes. I swear it was enough grapes to fill this whole school up. Like all the rooms.
I believe it.
From bottom to the top.
I believe it.
Bro, like you said, you can't even find grapes with seeds in them anymore.
Yeah, because
you can't find none with seeds. You can't find you'd be hard pressed to find a watermelon at the grocery store with seeds. I was looking, I was like, man, where's the seed? I don't want seedless watermelons.
But how do you know that? Wait, watermelons got no seeds in them?
Yeah, they got seedless watermelons. Yeah.
All they have is seedless now.
I don't need watermelon. Y'all can take my black card.
Yeah.
You looked at him like, for real?
Yeah, I don't need watermelons. I'm sorry. I ain't shucking and jiving for nobody. No. I would eat them and get sick, so I don't eat them. But, damn, really?
Yeah, seeds.
I mean, the ones I remember, they have black seeds, white seeds.
You can't find them anymore, though.
Wow. Yeah, bro. But that's the thing. They're turning everything into that GMO where it's no longer real. Grapes, I remember grapes used to have the seeds, man. Pretty soon you'll be able to get avocado seedless.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. They'll do it.
Yeah, you can grow avocado with the seed.
You have to.
Yeah.
But they're going to be doing seedless avocados, seedless apples. I mean, they got some apples now. I bust my apples open in half. I eat them seeds. Some apples don't have seeds. Lime. You get those nice big fat limes with all the juice in them. Bro, you squeeze that sucker, ain't no lime seeds. They're all GMO. Ain't no lime supposed to be as big as a grapefruit anyway. But that's the state of the condition that we're in. They're giving us fake food. How do you think your body reacts to that? How do you think your body processes fake food, man?
Just like cardboard, nigga, please. You tired? That's why we be tired. Just grouchy, emotional.
Yep.
You know, can't see, can't think, out of whack. My ankles hurt, back hurt, my liver hurts, my kidney hurts. Everything hurts. Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. And somebody else give me Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9 in the Bible. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 first, please.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9.
Y'all can get it pretty quick. We got about 40 minutes left. I'm going to try to get this out.
Ecclesiastes.
Go ahead.
Chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that had been, it is.
Yes, read that again.
The things that have been, it is.
Yeah, man, the things that have been, the things that happened back in the day is the same thing now, man. They was defiling us back then, they was defiling us now. Now it's just more subtle. And we're going to see in the Bible how they love to defile the true Hebrew Israelites. Read.
That which shall be, and that which is done, that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
Ain't no new thing under the sun, man. These cats are trying to do tumults, kill us, destroy us continually. And we're gonna see in the Apocrypha, in this history book, that they did it to our ancestors, man. Read.
Is there anything?
Now, drop that, lock her up.
1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41.
Read that.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom.
Yeah, so King Antiochus was wrote to his kingdom about what he's going to do to the Hebrew Israelites when he conquered them. Read.
That all should be one people.
And
everyone should leave his laws.
See, that's exactly what they want us to do. Leave our laws. Oh, y'all come over here and eat that pork chop. Come over here and eat that squid. Listen, pull that little back out of that squid. Eat that back. Woo! Eat some of that clam, that lobster, that shrimp, with your fish and bread. Oh my goodness, with some wine. Oh, have your orgy with it as well. Ooh, can't beat that. Read.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Read.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
They did what?
Consented to his religion.
Yeah, man, they went against the laws and statutes of the Most High. Read.
And sacrificed unto idols.
Read.
And profaned the Sabbath.
That's exactly what they did, man. And we doing that to today. Read.
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem.
Come on.
And the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Yeah, you know, there were some kings like King Xerxes, right? Or no, it was Artaxerxes. It was Artax, right? Artaxerxes. He was the king that actually allowed us to keep our laws. You know what I'm saying? But now here, listen. Who's his brother again? Antiochus Epiphanes, right? He's coming down trying to just have us defile ourselves, man. Switch up our ordinances. Read.
Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do, man. For us to pollute our sanctuary. And what's the sanctuary? They had a physical one, but we got the temple that's doing the same thing here. They got us defiled by the foods that we eat, man. We eat some food, we go straight to sleep. We having nightmares. Hell yeah, you got defiled food in your body, giving you nightmares. Read.
Verse 47. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols.
Yeah.
And sacrifice swine's flesh.
Come on, man.
And unclean beasts.
We ain't never sacrificed swine's flesh and unclean beasts. We always had ordinances to do or sacrifice the right things, the right animals, the doves, the turtle doves, the oxen, the sheep, the goats. We had specific things, not swine's flesh. Our enemies know exactly what they're doing. Give me 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 1. 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 1. I'm going to continue just to see how our enemies, good old Babylon the Great, these other nations, tried to defile us. And the only reason why I'm hitting on this about swine's flesh, because this is one of the most major pieces of animal or an animal that they use against us. Read.
2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
Hold on, they were done to do what?
Compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
Yeah, they were trying to have them disobey their power, disobey their creator by tasting swine's flesh. Read.
And were tormented with scourges and whips.
Yeah, man, just to eat the swine. Think about it. We don't even got to get hit with whips. All we got to get is hit with a commercial. And we in there. That's all we got to get. We got to drive by Burger King and smell it. You know what I'm saying? But the sad part about it, even if we don't eat it like that, but now we're taking it through our toothpaste, not being aware, we're not looking at the ingredients. You know, we're not looking at, just the small details and the things of what we're ingesting. Read.
Even like your soap.
Yep.
You gotta be careful like the soaps that you use. Remember, your skin is the biggest organ.
Ooh.
Your skin is your biggest organ.
Secretary system.
Yeah, it soaks everything up. So if you putting soaps made with pig fat on your body, now you know why you got eczema, why you breaking out, why your skin is real dry. It's because that those soaps are unlawful. You know, it's a lot of things that you got to look out for, man, and they disguise the ingredients as something else. Again, that crafty counsel on our people. Yep. Go ahead.
Read.
Verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die.
Hey, hold on, we ready to what?
We are ready to die.
Yeah, because they weren't about that, man. That's the same spirit we should be in. We should be looking at everything. Soaps, like the priest said, lotions, whatever you put on your hairspray, grease, oil, whatever you put on your body, we should be looking at, man. Why? Because this is the temple. They're trying to defile us. This is high echelon demons that are against us, man. It says that we fight against principalities and high places. These cats is after us, man. Read.
rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Come on, man. They'd rather die. Read.
Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot.
Oh, yeah. They was like, oh, yeah, we got y'all. Okay, y'all want to do that? We're finna go ahead and burn. We're finna throw y'all in the cauldron. A cauldron is a big bowl, man. Like a big soup bowl. Think about that. They got cauldrons ready for Israelites. Read.
Which forthwith, being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first.
Read a little bit louder. Read that again.
Which forthwith, being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first.
Yeah, man, because he was holding it down. He's like, listen, I'd rather die. All right, we finna shut you up real quick. They doing that to us right now, man. We trying to talk about these defiled foods that they're putting upon us. What do? They hide it now like Monsanto. President Barack Obama, for all y'all to know, President Obama passed something called an executive order, which means that he doesn't have to pass it by Congress, but he passed something to where Monsanto does not have to put on their products that is GMO. Monsanto does not have to let you know that what their product is. Monsanto was the leader of GMO. But good old Barack Obama passed that law, man. Why? Because they don't want us to know what we're ingesting. They want us to think we're ingesting organic foods. Please, read where you at.
And to cut off the utmost parts of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on.
Come on, man. That's what they did to us. Just to put the fear in us to actually eat the pork, eat the swine. But if you continue with the story, you know, all the brothers got killed, including the mother, to uphold the laws and statutes of the Most High, man. And that's why the Most High gave us these laws, like Baruch 4:1 said, that we'll be illuminated, man. That we'll come to life when we uphold the standard of the Most High. Not only in our customs of, you know, dealing with the moral law, the ceremonial law, but even with the dietary law, with our health. That's why half of us got body aches, man. Because our health is off. We don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's clean and unclean. Give me 2 Maccabees 6 and 18. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18.
And that's why the small details matter, man. Everybody want to go into these exquisite breakdowns. Nothing wrong with that. But listen, do you know what's going in your body? You still eating Taco Bell. They say Taco Bell got, what is it, roast meat? Rat droppings? Horse meat? Come on, man. We eating these low energy foods and think we really doing something with the Most High. We really on some type of level. Please, you don't take enough time to understand about your dietary law. What's going into your body. More importantly, what goes onto your skin. Oh, brother, I don't wear mixed fabrics. But nigga, you eat pork on the low. You don't even know it, cause you don't read. Cause you do it. Let me check to see if that's cotton or polyester mix. No, we eating rat meat. We eating dog meat, cat meat, because we go to the enemies to buy our food, man. We don't even look at it. We don't even think about our health. The dietary law, what's clean and what's unclean. Keep reading.
Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth.
And we're bringing these stories out just to show that our people have constantly been going through this. In the ancient days, in the slavery days, and now. These cats have been trying to defile our body with these foods, man. Think about it. Think about it. We care more about our cars and clothes and our jewelry. But you go to Auntie Annie's and get you a big old, you think it's a kosher hot dog or kosher kolache. Man, that thing probably got pork casing, pork droppings, pork ears, pork nails, grinded all up in it. Please. Too many people over there banging on Auntie Annie's to say that's a law. Keep reading.
And to eat swine's flesh.
Read a little bit louder.
And to eat swine's flesh.
Come on.
But he choosing rather to die gloriously.
He did what?
Choosing rather to die gloriously.
He'd rather die than do that, man. Are we ready to die for this law? To check everything that's around us? To be like, no, hold on, man. What y'all make that out of? Huh? Y'all sure that the beans, as refried pork beans? You sure ain't got no lard in there? Read.
Then to live strained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment.
Yeah, man, the Most High said that it was an abomination for these foods. And our people knew about that. But it said he chose rather to, read that again?
But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination.
Come on, man, he don't want to live stained. Read.
Spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment.
Yeah, he spit that in his mouth. Like, man, get out of here. I'd rather die. He thought about it. Like, man, please. I'd rather go out in a blaze of glory. Come on, man. Read.
As it behooved them to come, that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted.
Yeah. Keep reading.
But they that have the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision.
Come on.
Such as was lawful for him to use.
Read.
And make as if he did eat of the flesh, taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king.
Come on.
That in doing so, he might be delivered from death.
Come on, so they're trying to help him out, man. Read.
And for the old friendship with them, find favor.
Read.
But he began to consider discreetly, and as it became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years.
He's like, man, listen, I'm done, man. I done put in this work. We going all I done strove for the law, statutes, and commandments all my life. I'm going out with a bang. Come on.
And the honor of his great head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by Yahweh.
It was made and given by who?
Yahweh.
Come on.
Therefore, he answered accordingly, and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave.
Send him where?
Straight ways to the grave.
And go ahead and kill me, man. Kill me. I ain't about that life, man. But think about it. That's just being force-fed. But think about it. Are you getting force-fed anything that we eat? Nah, we got choices. But let's go into it. Foods that have unlawful, that have these unlawful things in it that we might not know. A lot of foods have these pork and enzymes. Go ahead.
Man, bro, like, I don't know, the story is so dope.
Oh, it's heat, right?
You see why they gotta take this out, why they took this out why they took these books out the Bible, man.
Right.
Because you could have showed that to any pastor.
Come on.
And be like, look, man, so, okay, if you could eat pork, why are these men going to this extent to not eat it?
Right.
Why would they go to that extent? But it's also showing too, man, like with that priest, it's showing like his wisdom. Because if he would have ate that pork, everything that he would have did his whole life leading up to that point would have been counted as nothing.
Yeah.
Because you would have ate it and you would have messed up so many youngins, man. But yeah, man, that's a dope story.
No, that's very beautiful, man. Because, you know, the thing is that priest was showing you what was holy and what was unholy. What y'all want me to do is unholy, man. It's unclean. I ain't about that. The Most High is about cleanliness of mind, body, and spirit. We're going to go into some foods with unlawful foods, all right? Oh, unlawful foods that may have ingredients. So you may have to check out. These are just some things that you want to check out. Fat-free yogurts. Some brands use gelatin in non- or reduced fat yogurts as it helps add texture and thickness that's lacking after the fat has been removed. See, these devils, man, they're over here throwing lard, pig fat, gelatin into our healthy products that we think, listen, let me get that fat-free yogurt, girl. You know, I've been on that diet, man. You know, I'm trying to live righteous, man. I'm trying to lose a little weight. Shit. Got gelatin in it. You didn't read the gelatin part on the back. It's easy to see. You just gotta look at the ingredients. But you know what's so crazy? We're so docile and so weak and so tired, we don't even care. Throw it in the bag. Let me get that. We ain't even really taking time to be circumspect. That's why it says to walk as wise and not as fools, man. The Most High has given us too much knowledge to walk around like we don't know nothing. To double check our steps with these heathenistic enemies around us, man.
No, that's why when I go grocery shopping, it takes me so long. I be reading labels like on the processed stuff. I read labels. Yeah, I be in there like label reading because I'm like, you ain't gonna trick me.
Right. Think about even water got chemicals in it. I was like, how you put chemicals in water? Like, how that make sense?
How does water have an expiration date?
Yeah. Water with an expiration date, the brother said.
Bottled water. Most bottled water has expiration dates.
I believe it. It's sitting in a plastic bottle. Come on, man. Some other foods. Bagels and bread products. Many bread products contain an amino acid known as L-cysteine, which is used as softening agent. L-cysteine is derived from either human hair or poultry feathers. Let's get into it, man. And it can be found in many popular brand name products. Businesses that have acknowledged they've used L-cysteine include Linder's, Einstein Brothers, McDonald's, and Pizza Hut. So we out here eating people. Hair products, hairs, human hair. Beer and wine. Says beer and wine. Isinglass, a gelatin-like substance collected from the bladder of freshwater fish, like the sturgeon, is used in the clarification process of many beers and wines. Often agents used for the process of fining include egg white, albumin, gelatin, and casein. To check if a beer or wine is vegan, visit, you're going to put barnivore.com. So to check if a beer or wine is vegan, check barnivore.com. That's going to be Barnivore, BARNIVORE.com.
So, I mean, you got to really think about that. Wine? Come on. Wine is a natural growing thing. Even beer. Beer, you know, barley, hops. Why you got to put swine in wine and beer? Well, they know because the black man is the one that consumes it the most. You're the drunkard. You're the wine bibber. Right? So they make sure that they keep you unlawful 3 times. You drinking too much, you drunk, and they throwing swine up in there. They getting you 3 ways. They keeping you away from that law every which way they can. So it keeps us weak, man. It's like, and then, you know what it does? You know what it does for that old hypocrite that swears that he's the law most abiding citizen ever? It shows you that if you ain't checking, guess what? You're going to fall. You're going to think that you're the #1 law keeper, but then you go sip your little 211 or whatever beer they got swine in, and you just broke the law. You just ate swine. Or you go sip your non-kosher wine. If it, you know, I really don't even drink wine no more unless it's Manischewitz.
Right.
Manischewitz. Right? I hit that. But all the other stuff, I leave it. I mean, you got to see why were they pushing like certain type of wines. What was it? Moscato.
Oh, yeah.
We're pushing the hell out of Moscato.
Get you that barefoot.
That barefoot Moscato. I don't know if it got it in there, but why would they push certain labels?
Get you a bottle of that amber mist. Water. Fruity, yeah, what's up?
Crown Royal is not lawful.
Oh, perfect.
It's not lawful.
Now, where'd you get this from?
This is the Barnivore.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. See?
Crown Royal's not lawful?
Crown Royal is not lawful.
I'm glad I don't drink that cheap stuff.
No, think about it. Even with Crown, listen, you turn into an animal.
Wow.
I know I do. I ain't drink that in years.
Wait, what is that? I need that website.
Barnivore. Come on. See? Barnivore. BARNIVORE. Like carnivore, but Barnivore.
Barnivore.com.
So we got a brother that just checked Barnivore. If you're drinking Crown Royal,
Barnivore.com.
spill it down the sink. It's unlawful. They got you. They got us.
Wow.
But see, this is what we got to do on small research. Blowing cat's mind.
The black man loves his crown.
Don't let Henny be on there.
He loves his.
Don't let Henny be on there.
Henny's lawful.
Henny is definitely lawful.
Henny's lawful.
Henny and Remy is definitely lawful.
Remy's lawful.
You gotta remember that's upper echelon yak.
Right.
Crown Royal is like brandy, right?
Okay.
Nah, it's Crown Royal is whiskey.
Oh, that's even worse.
Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, I ain't messing. I don't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You can't get your sour apple flavor anymore.
Yeah, they got that Crown Royal maple.
Right.
Right. Niggas be going crazy over that. That Crown Royal apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that.
Listen, I got another for you. Potato. No, I'm gonna do peanuts. Some peanut brands, such as Planters dry roasted peanuts, also contain gelatin because the substance helps salt and other spices adhere to the nuts. Long story short, that gelatin is going to be sticking these the salt things to the peanuts, so you got to check that. Some of your peanuts may have gelatin in it. Potato chips. Let me repeat it. Potato chips. Lay's, Doritos. You might have to check it. Some flavored potato chips, especially those flavored with powdered cheese. Powdered cheese. You hot Cheeto eaters, you better check your bag, because actually hot Cheetos is unlawful. Just to let y'all know.
What does it say that?
What about this, about hot Cheetos?
Yeah.
No, when you go into it, I'm about to hit it. It got enzymes. It got pork enzymes in it. Because this is the pork enzyme. It says can contain casein. CASEIN. Let me hit that real quick.
Yeah, you better get that scan halal. app where you scan your
no, it's actually
foods.
on Scan Halal it says it's off.
Cheetos?
Yeah, no, hot Cheetos.
Ah man, but that's why. But think about it. That's why they make that. It tastes so good. That cheese powder, that's like crack to the black man. That's crackier. That's more crack than regular crack. You get that smart popcorn. I'm sure that got it on there because that you go through a whole bag of that in 5 minutes.
Is it eating on it?
Yeah, you just can't stop.
It's not lawful.
Smart popcorn?
Yeah, according to Scan
Halal, it's not. So there's something in it that's not lawful.
Look at that smart popcorn.
It says enzymes.
Oh, I got that smart popcorn at the house, unlawful.
Damn.
But it says, but going back to potato chips, for all you potato chip eaters, can contain casein just I guess milk, whey or animal derived enzymes.
But it doesn't say which animal.
Oh yeah, that's why you got to check that bag.
Well, usually when it does that, it'll say just animal enzymes. It don't really give a distinction sometimes. Or natural flavors, like beaver gland.
Oh yeah, we're going to get into it.
Vanilla milkshake drinkers.
Oh yeah, we're going to hit that right now. Vanilla flavored foods. Vanilla flavored foods, your cheesecake.
Don't say it, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do it, bro.
Yeah. Your upside down cake, that's vanilla edition. Yeah.
You gotta be searching my...
Yeah. Vanilla flavored foods. Although it's rare, some foods are flavored with castrum, a beaver anal secretion. Let's bring that back.
Don't say it, bro.
Some foods are flavored with a beaver anal secretion. They got y'all out here eating beaver butt. Beaver butt.
Eating anal secretion.
Anal secretion. What is that?
Eat rectum.
Not the ice cream, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Vanilla flavoring ice cream. If it ain't natural
Not the
vanilla.
ice cream.
Oh, strawberry also. That vanilla is vanilla and strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah. It says, as gross as that sounds, the FDA clarifies it as GRAS. GRAS, or generally recognized as safe. Wow. Yeah, to the white man it would be. Because he has sex with beavers. So he definitely can eat a beaver. Think about that.
Listen, let me say this, man. The Guinness beers are lawful. Alright? Guinness stout is a lawful beer. That's the only beer I mess with. Guinness stout is lawful, so I'm the happiest man alive. I'm out of here.
Right? Drop mic. It says, and castoreum is typically listed as natural flavoring. So if it says natural flavoring, think about anal secretions. Beaver anal secretions, all right? The additive is most often used in baked goods as a vanilla substitute. It has also been used in alcohol beverages, puddings, ice cream, candy, and chewing gum. All right, so I just got to check that out, man. Unlawful meats, you're going to go right into it. Give me
Well, this is listing things as vegan friendly, this website. So it might have some animal product in there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be pork, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just not vegan friendly. So there's some animal product in there. So I guess you'd have to go there and read and see what it contains.
The makeup, the formula.
That's sad though. I thought beers were all vegan. I thought it was just hops, water, a little bit of fermented whatever.
Give me Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 3. Leviticus 11 and 3, because we're going to go into it now and just see some animals. Some animals that's actually lawful for us to eat. All right?
What is it, verse 3?
Yes, sir.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 3.
All right.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
Yeah, man. So the Most High is showing us that whatever cheweth the cud and is cloven footed among the beasts, that you shall eat. Read.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud.
Hold that. Go to Deuteronomy 14 and 4. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 4. We're just going to go back and forth between these two chapters.
God, Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
These are the beasts which ye shall eat.
That you shall what?
Eat.
See, there was a certain amount of beast. Not amount, but there are certain beasts that we would eat. So we didn't have everything was lawful. Please. Christ says you can pray over it now, it's lawful. Man, come on. You ain't finna catch me eating no rat, no ferret, no weasel. Please. Read.
The ox, the sheep,
and
the goat.
Yeah, these are all animals that are lawful. The ox, the sheep, and the goat. Think about it, man. What's their purpose, man? For food. They don't have no purpose for us. Ain't nobody ride, well, I guess an ox, you can use an ox. For the strength of him, the sheep, his clothing, the goat. Read.
Verse 5. The hart, and the roebuck.
Come on.
And the fallow deer.
Read.
And the wild goat.
Come on.
And the pygarg. And the wild ox.
See, there's an array of food that we can eat. Listen, who had a wild ox? Who had some ox meat before? Ox meat.
Isn't that like oxtails?
Yeah, oxtail.
I guess that's true. Look at that. Look at that. We out here eating righteous. Oxtails. Read.
But them oxtails is all mangy and
right.
Thin. They all thin.
Yeah, that bone, you gotta suck it out.
It's just all bone. Yeah. Ain't no real oxtails, but yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on.
And the wild ox, and the chemois. And verse 6. And every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that ye shall eat.
Yeah, man. So we have some clean meats that we can eat. Goat, sheep, lamb, cow, caribou. Use some other animals that chew the cud and that are cloven-footed. The deer, the elk, the buffalo, the antelope. So we had a lot of different animals that we could eat. You don't have to go eat the calamari. You ain't gotta go eat that shrimp, etouffee, lobster. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta eat the langua. You ain't gotta hit the tongue. Come on, man. There's other areas of the cow you can eat. Yeah, man.
Cow tongue. I was made to eat that once as a kid.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. You gonna eat this tongue?
You gonna eat this cow tongue? I gotta beat him if I eat that cow tongue.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, langua used to be my favorite burrito, man.
Liver too.
Oh, man, I had a spot by me on the north side. I used to go get some langua, some guacamole. Come on, man. That texture, I used to love the texture.
What is it, rubbery?
It has like this, it's thick, it was just filling. It had like this nice, thick filling, not really rubbery, but.
It was bumpy?
Nah, that was smooth, man. Just how they made that burrito with the rice and the cilantro. Oh, man. Just like when you put a lot of seasoning on that crawfish. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Tastes good.
Yeah, but no bueno for you.
Right? Oh yeah, horrible.
La, it's not. They use fish bladder. They use fish bladder for what? I hope they're not saying Guinness. I just looked it up and said it's vegan. So
they got beef out here on the streets
but it's different. I mean, there's like 1,000 different Guinness beers. There's some that are not vegan and there's some that are. I drink Guinness Stout and Guinness Extra Stout. Guinness Harp is not vegan. So they might be using fish bladders for that. But that stout, la.
He said that's top notch.
La.
I'm still looking up Crown.
That's your drink?
I mean, I like Hennessy too, but I mean, I've drunk a lot of Crown.
Yeah, broke a lot of laws.
Right? Some of y'all probably broke some of these laws right here. Unlawful meats. I'm gonna put these unlawful meats out there for you.
Ooh.
Pig swine.
Yep.
Monkeys.
Yeah, you already eating
Look at y'all out here eating monkeys.
Y'all already hitting monkeys over the head like they do in China?
Hey, y'all out here eating orangutans. You think you're going to a 5-star restaurant, you got orangutan on the plate.
Monkey brain?
Yeah, monkey brain. Bears. For you Edomites that's watching. Bears. All you heathens out here. Bears. Lions. You ain't supposed to be eating lions and bears. Tigers. Leopards. No, let them be beautiful in the land. Camels, horses, wallabies, which are kangaroos, kangaroo meat. You're not supposed to eat that. Listen, if any of you Israelites got Edomite friends and other nation friends talking about, here's some of this kangaroo, la'ah, which means no. It is unlawful. Donkey, possums, gophers, and all you that like to eat squirrel.
Bush rats.
Squirrel is unlawful. Let that little thing run around, man. Let him do what he got to do.
Pigeons.
Yeah, squirrels is unlawful. Donkey, mules, wombats, beavers, bats, moles, weasels, ferrets, hares, rabbits, mice, rats.
You know, plus you got to see the disease that they carry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one thing about the pig is that it carries certain disease that can't be killed with, I don't care how much heat you put on it.
Oh, right.
I don't care what temperature you cook your meat at.
Right.
I'm gonna burn that out. It don't matter. Some of the disease that a pig carries can't be killed with heat. So that goes into your body. So same with rats and all these rodents. The things that they eat, man, cause bacteria and disease that go into your gut.
Because their diet is horrible. They eat whatever they want to, man. A weasel, ferret, kangaroos. I don't even know what a kangaroo eat. Dogs and cats, man, unlawful. Yeah, that's a delicacy at some nations.
Right. So okay, let's make sure we get this clear, because I was just sent a picture of. I gotta defend my beer. It says, though beer and wine themselves rarely contain any animal products or byproducts, they often are filtered using isinglis, which is fish bladders.
The inwards.
Right? To remove yeast and other solids. Fortunately, Guinness is moving away from this practice, and vegans can now enjoy a pint of the stout in comfort of their favorite pub. That was in 2017. So when you look it up on the site and it says that it's vegan, again, Guinness Stout is vegan, but you got Guinness Harp that is not vegan. They might still use the fish bladders, but I drink stout, which they say they don't use that no more. And I drink extra stout, which they say they don't use that no more.
Right.
I ain't breaking the law no more. Right? Traditionally, most commonly used finding agents were casein, a milk protein, right? Albumin, egg whites, gelatin, animal protein, and fish bladder protein. These finding agents are known as processing aids. They are not additives to wine, as they are precipitated out along with the haze. Right. So yeah, I see, but they say they no longer use it for the stout, so I'm with it.
Come on, man. You know, so listen, that's why, you know, it's beautiful to have these classes to get your mind moving so you can start thinking. You know, think about it, man. Your diet, you can keep a diet nice. You don't have to have, like, you know, you can have a disciplined diet, man. Having something in the morning, a little smoothie, switch your smoothies up every other week. You know, have something for lunch, have something for dinner, some snacks, different snacks. It's not that hard, man. It's basic. You just got to kind of think it out. All right, let's go to Leviticus 11:9. Let's get it.
And then, is it a lawful fish? I mean, if the fish is lawful, then I'm just saying. I'm not trying to justify anything. I mean, it's from what I was sent and what we looked up, it's saying that it's lawful, right? So I'm just saying, what is it, a lawful fish that they're using? Because again, remember, just because it says animal enzymes don't mean it's always pork. They got beef enzymes. They got fish enzymes. So they just don't label it as what it is. But if it's beef or fish enzymes, if it's beef, it's lawful. If it's fish, it's lawful if it's a lawful fish. So that site that we looked at, that what was it?
It's called Barnivore.
That was just showing you that it's vegan. That it doesn't have anything to do with animal products at all. So, you know, we just want to make sure that we're clear, but we don't eat the entrails of no animals, Hawk. When I eat a fish, they gut him, right? Yeah, we're not eating the entrail. Right, even if they feel, but the bottom line is this, they're no longer doing it with the beer that I drink. So that's all I'm gonna say. I looked it up on the website. I don't drink all the Guinness. Go ahead.
Where you at?
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud.
Armadillo.
No, verse 9. Where you at?
Verse 9, Salak.
Where you at?
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Yeah, the Most High say you can eat anything that has fins and scales. because those that are without skins and fins and scales are bottom feeders, as such as catfish and all these other things that we're going to go into. Keep reading.
Verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers and all that move in the waters.
Okay, so let's go into lawful fish, man. Since they said that you can eat anything with scales in the water, anything with fins and scales, all right? So here are some fish, and there's a whole list of them. I'll go through them pretty fast. But there's a whole list, and you can actually look it up. Look up lawful fish, and you're going to get a whole list of them. It's over 80, man. All right, so we got the albacore.
Albacore tuna?
Yeah, albacore tuna. You got the alewives. You got the barracuda, the blueback, bass. Bass is lawful. Black drum, blackfish, bluebill sunfish, bluefish, toothfish, just playing. Blue runner, bonitos, Boston bluefish, which is a pollock. All right. You got a buffalo fish, butterfish, bowfin, a carp. Damn, I'm gonna research that. A carp. Give me 1 second. Somebody look up carp for me. Because carp is the Yep, carp's got it. There it is. Carp, a chub, a long jaw, which is a blackfin, a crappie, crivelli, a croaker, a darter, flounder, frostfish, gabby, groupers, grunts, gulf pike, haddock, hack, hellbutt, hardtail, which is a blue runner, a herring, a horse mackerel, kingfish, long-nosed sucker, northern sucker, red striped sucker, mackerel, Manhattan, mullet. You got a muskellunge. That's a lot of them, man. Perch. But listen, look them up. There's a lot of good fishes on here. You got red drum, red snapper, rockfish, salmon, sardine, sea bass. Sardine. Yep.
Baby scales.
Shad, sheep shad, silverhawk, silversides, tarpon. Which one? Silversides?
Nah, I think cod. Cod is also lawful.
Yeah, that's all we on here. Wheatfish, whitefish, white sucker. You know, one thing with cod is that they put them in those mass.
Farming.
Yeah, the farming cod, man. It's sad.
I worked offshore. We actually would catch cod. Like we actually
nice size ones.
Yeah, they were like pretty big. I'm burnt out on fish, like where I was for a minute.
Yeah, but they have scales and fins, right?
Cod, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you was there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, codfish is lawful. For all you West Indians out there, you trying to get your saltfish game up,
right?
And saltfish and ackee. Yeah, codfish better be lawful.
Is that what saltfish is, cod?
Nah, saltfish is saltfish, and they substitute it with cod sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Saltfish got
that
scales and
saltfish
fins also.
Okay. Is it fried?
No.
Oh, it's grilled?
No, it's like steamed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we got some unclean fish, which is abalone, a bullhead, catfish, clam, crab, crawfish, crayfish, eel, krill, lobster. These are unclean fish, things of the sea. It says lobsters really are cockroaches of the sea. Lobsters. So all y'all that think y'all doing delicacy with lobsters, that's the big crawfish, because it says shrimp and crawfish are in the same arthropod family, or arthropod. But there's multiple families in the arthropod, but it says it's more closely to the lobster. All right? Think about it, because they look like a lobster, just a big lobster.
And he said something about armadillos. It says armadillos are in the sloth family. I don't think sloths are lawful. Yeah, it's their closest living relative is the sloth and the anteaters. I don't think those are lawful animals. I don't think they're lawful, but when you go, I'm looking to see if, I think it does say something about an anteater. I might be wrong. I'm in the wrong Leviticus. Well, go ahead. I'll look for it.
Going right back into the, because we're going to try to get through this. This new updated version of the Tree of Life tells a different story and pegs modern insects as closer relatives to sea creatures like lobsters, crabs, and shrimp than centipedes and millipedes. This simplified evolution tree shows the updated place of crustaceans. All right, and these are all crustaceans that are unlawful. Lionfish, moonfish, mussels, octopus, oyster, paddlefish, scallop, schoolpin, shark. For all you Edomites out there shark fishing, trying to get you some shark meat, unlawful.
Hey, a woman just check this out real quick. A woman just texted in. He said, the water in the camel, as well as sharks, is their own urine. Sharks can't pee their waste out, so it stays in their body. Camels pee but can't hold theirs in their body for a long time. You're literally eating their pee when you eat camel or shark.
Ooh.
Nice.
So yeah, that smell that you were smelling was that urine. Yeah. That was that hot urine that was on that back of the desert.
God.
Yeah. Going back to the fish. Skate. Common and fake imitation scallops or others. Ooh. Can't have no imitation scallop. Imitation on your sushi. Squid, stickleback, sway, that's the catfish family, swordfish, and you can't eat whales. All right, go to Leviticus 11 and 13.
Sway? You said sway?
Sway, S-W-A-I.
Oh, okay.
That's why he.
Yeah, hey, how you gonna say it? It says it's the catfish family.
That's unlawful.
Unlawful. Read where you at.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls.
Right.
They shall not be eaten. They are abomination. The eagle, and the ostrich, and the asprey.
Read.
And the vulture, and the kite after his kind. Every raven after his kind. And the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cacao, and the hawk after his kind. And the little owl and the cormorant.
Yeah, you know, a lot of these birds, man, they're out here just eating meat, man. They out here eat a lot of dead roadkill, right? Give me Deuteronomy 14 and 21. A lot of these birds eat roadkill. But you got cats out there that'll shoot a bolster down real quick. Get them an eagle. Get them one of them ospreys, them ravens. You know, these are, especially the vulture boy, they eat anything that's dead. Human, dog, cat, anything. Read where you at.
You said Deuteronomy 14:21?
Yes, sir.
Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself.
Yeah, anything that dieth of itself, man. That's even roadkill. You know what I'm saying? It die on itself. Listen, what happens? A vulture finna go eat that. That's why this animal ain't lawful, man. The meat that's within it is unlawful. Read.
Well, and why though? Because the stomach enzymes of a vulture, the stomach acids can break down that rotting meat. A vulture ain't gonna come to no fresh meat. They come circle around that old meat that been there for 10 days, rotting away with worms. Yep. So they can eat that meat. That meat has so much bacteria, their stomach can break it down. You can't. You think about how you feel when you get that meat from the butcher that's 20 days old. You don't know it. And you wonder why you're getting sick. They didn't tell you it was 20 days old. You wasn't supposed to eat no 20-day-old meat. Go ahead.
Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien.
Hey, that's what we got to do, man. That was the law. They got to eat. We got something for you. But as when it came to us, the Most High severed us from the nations, man. We had laws and statutes. Go back to Leviticus.
But we weren't giving them 30-day-old meat, though.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. We weren't selling them, oh, this died of itself 8 weeks ago. It's yours now. Nah, we weren't doing that to them. We were still brotherly. We were still humane.
Yeah.
You know, it just died of itself. It might have, like, it's like a cow. You know, you don't want to really eat cows that just die or that are down. But the Most High said we can sell it to the street. Right here looking at me like, we're not selling them 8-week-old cow.
We went over this in the Shabbat class this weekend. They basically do it to us. They turn the laws.
They do it to us.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Things be dying of itself. It dies of them. It'd be dead for a whole 3 months before you get it. Come on, they drive meat across country.
Yep.
I don't care how refrigerated it is.
Yep. When I came into the truth, man, a guy, Asiyambi, I'll never forget this, man. He told me a story about how in the military, the Edomites gave him some roadkill. Oh, he damn almost broke somebody's neck, man.
Right. The sister's talking about they sell the swall is sold at Walmart. It comes all the way from China. I know you got meat coming from China and it's supposed to be fresh. They deep freeze it? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, but that's unlawful, though. That's why that's unlawful.
That's because
But she said even if it was lawful, she wouldn't eat it because it's coming from China.
Right.
That's at least a day's trip.
Ain't nothing good in shit. Ain't nothing. No, it's more than days.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, from a flight going from Japan is like 17 hours.
China's like about a day on a flight.
But if it's a ship, though, they're gonna ship that meat on a boat.
They might do that too. They deep fry it in a freezer, and then that's why the freezer breaks down and the meat comes out with all types of Ebola. But they're not gonna get rid of that 100 tons of meat. They're gonna sell that to you in your local farmer market, or not farmer's market, your local Walmart, Fiesta.
Get your local WIC car pumping.
Kroger,
Not Whole
HEB.
Foods. Not Whole Foods.
They might not. They ain't doing it at Whole Foods.
Please.
But you know what's funny? I done walked through Whole Foods and looked at their meat. Yeah.
Same thing.
It looked gray, some of it. It's like, okay, that meat needs to be changed. Yeah, him don't look fresh.
Yeah.
It ain't red, it ain't pink.
Oh, they didn't dye it like.
They didn't dye it. They forgot to dye it that day.
Hit it with the injection.
The best meat they say you can get is from the butcher or from a farm. But even butchers, ain't nobody buying meat at the rate where a butcher just runs out of meat every day. So it sits there. Especially them garbage cuts, they gotta pink it up. You know what they do? They dip it in carmine dye. Oh, carmine dye. They dye it up with the beetle,
Damn.
the beetle blood. You eat that, I'm eating lawful. It's a T-bone. It's a sirloin.
Yep.
I'm eating lawful. No, you ain't. All that, but you know what's crazy? You know the good thing about like halal meats? They drain the blood completely, so there's no bacteria in the meat. Have you ever seen them move? I was in New York last year, and I was on Atlantic Ave where all the Muslims be at, all the halal spots, and they had all their goats and sheep. They were raw, but they weren't bloody. They drained that blood out all the way so they can transport it and not get it all just blood everywhere. And
Oh, they was killing them on the street?
no, not on the street. They were just transporting them in a van.
Oh.
Yeah.
And when we go to,
Elon been playing.
and when we go to Mercy Slaughter, right? Then you pick
Yeah, I told him about that.
Okay, yeah.
He's like 2 hours late, bro.
Oh, dang.
God.
But no,
he's right.
Because even when we take the bag, bag of meat home,
There's no blood in it, right?
there's none.
Yeah, they drain that blood. That's halal.
Read where you
Get
at?
that blood out.
God. Verse 13.
No, jump down to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 15.
Verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Every raven after his kind,
Right.
and the owl, and the night hawk, and the cacao, and the hawk after his kind. Verse 17. And the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind.
All these things we're not supposed to eat. Owls, cormines, swans, pelicans, gear eagle. Read.
And the lapwing.
You gotta see what they eat though. They eat rodents and rats. They eat unlawful animals that we're not supposed to eat. That's the thing. When you look at the meats that we're supposed to eat, they're not meat eaters. The meats that we are supposed to eat are herbivores.
Yep.
Think about if you got an animal that eats meat and you eat that meat. But that's the problem with pigs. Pigs eat snake. They eat other dead animal. The animals that we're supposed to eat they don't eat other animals. As far as the cows and the land animals. I'm not sure what salmon eats and those fish. I'm not sure what they eat.
Some of them eat other fish.
I'm sure they eat other little small fish.
Some flies and insects, grasshoppers, the water beetles that sit up on top of the water.
They might do that. But as far as the meat that we eat, eats grass. It cuts down on that bacteria.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Done. And the bat, verse 20.
Yeah, no bats. Mm-hmm.
All fowls that creep, going upon all fours, shall be an abomination unto you.
Read.
Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all fours.
Come on.
Which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat.
Yeah, and that goes into, you know, your dove, your quail, your chicken, your turkey, your pigeons. Read.
Verse 22. Even of these of them ye may eat.
Oh, I thought you said quail you can't eat. Go ahead.
The locust after his kind.
Now these are clean. Now these are gonna be clean insects. Read.
And the bald locust after his kind.
And
the beetle after his kind. And the grasshopper after his kind.
Read.
But all other flying creeping thing which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be and for these ye shall be unclean.
Hold that. Give me Matthew chapter 3 and verse 1. What you got to say?
John the Immerser. Or John.
That's not one.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
Matthew chapter 3 and verse 1. In those days came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness of Judea.
Bring it out.
And said, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Yeah, get your mind right, get your diet right. Let's go.
For this is he that was spoken of by the prophet Isaiah, saying, the voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Yeah, so it's prophesied that John the Baptist was going to do this. Read.
Make his path straight. And the same John had his raiment of camel's hair.
So John had camel's hair upon his body.
And a leathern girdle upon his loins.
And he had a leathern girdle. So even John wore a girdle. Just like Christ did. Read.
And his meat was locusts and wild honey.
And his what?
Meat was locusts and wild honey.
Yeah, so John the Baptist ate locusts because locust was a lawful insect to eat, which is high in protein. You want to say something?
You quote the scripture.
Go back to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 23.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 23. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you.
And what's that? Creeping things. When you deal with cockroaches, ants, unlawful. Cats want to do chocolate cockroaches, chocolate millipedes, all these different things. Centipedes. Unlawful. Read.
Verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean.
Come on.
Until the even. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes.
You can jump down to 29.
Verse 29.
He shall do what?
Wash his clothes.
So, go ahead.
And be unclean until the even. Verse 29.
Yeah, jump to it.
These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth. The weasel and the mouse and the tortoise after his kind. And the ferret and the ferret. And the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole.
Yeah, you should not be eating these things. Think about a ferret, man. Yeah, a ferret may eat on his little nibbles. What he got, them little grains. But a ferret is not meant to eat as a pet. Read.
Verse 31. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the even.
And that goes right with it. Alligator, crocodile, frog, toad, snail, chameleons, lizards, unlawful. Snakes, eels, caterpillars, worms, all these creeping things, wasp. Actually, that's not wasp. Yeah, alligator and crocodiles, man. These are all unclean. Give me Jeremiah 7:25 just to close it out. Give me Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 25 and Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5.
Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 25.
Somebody get the other scripture quick.
Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, unto this day I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets.
Yeah, so Most High sent the prophets and the teachers to let us know what was lawful, what was unlawful, what was holy, what was unholy. I need somebody else to give me.
Deuteronomy.
No, give me 1 second. Give me give me Ezekiel 44 and 23. Ezekiel 44 and 23. But read hold where you're at. Let somebody else get that. Keep reading. Read again.
Verse 25, Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 25. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day,
come on,
I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets.
And it's the same thing like the scripture says, nothing new under the sun, man. The teachers always came out to show our people what was healthy for them, man. What was good for their spirit. what was needed for their diet. Why? Because we've been defiled. Read.
Daily rising up early and sending them.
They did what?
Daily rising up early and sending them.
So the prophets rose up early and daily to talk to the people. The prophets wasn't lazy, man. These men were on a duty, on a mission. Because our people was defiled, man. Read.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
Yet they hearken not.
Yeah, but they didn't want to listen. I'm not saying y'all don't want to listen, but these words have to come out about the dietary law. You can choose to listen or you can't, or you choose not to. Read.
Unto me.
Come on.
Nor incline their ear, but harden the slack. Wow. But harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers.
Why? Because they wanted to do as the heathen did. A lot of our people, they want to hold on to that pork. That's why they're going to have to hold on to that high blood pressure and that gout and that diabetes and all those other different ailments to the body. Where you at, Stock?
Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 23.
Read.
And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane.
See, that's what the Most High is showing us even in the dietary law. What's holy and what's profane. Read.
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
See, we have to understand and discern what's clean and what's unclean everywhere we go to. Whatever store we may go to, you should have a list of with some clean fish. You shouldn't be just guessing. You shouldn't be guessing on what is lawful and what's not lawful. Because that's what the priests did. They were bringing to our mind, like today's class. Listen, have you ever thought about this fish being lawful or unlawful? Have you ever thought about even the food or drinks that you inhale into your body, if what was made up of that? Because think about it, they love the black man, love to drink alcohol. Love the native, the Latin American man love to drink his alcohol. Native Americans love it. Why not just put a little bit of pork enzyme up in that? Get them to fire. You think you safe, you running from something. No. Read again.
And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane.
Come on.
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
Because that's what we're here to do, man. Understand what's clean and what's unclean. You know, hopefully this class definitely, you know, just touched on, you know, the dietary law a little bit more for you. And, you know, just once again, just cause you to think. Look more into your life. Because the scripture says about the righteous should be shining brighter until the day of Yahushua returns, man. We shouldn't be getting sicker and sicker. The scripture says brighter and brighter. Read where you at, Lamar.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18.
Okay.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. But the path of the just is as the shining light.
Yeah, that's how it should be. We shouldn't be getting sick. We should be as a shining light. Read.
That shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
Yeah, that's what we should be doing, man. We should be understanding the laws and statutes more and more and better of what the Most High wants us to do. Yeah, we know about the laws, but even spiritual. But today it's talking about the dietary law. Last scripture, Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5. Last scripture.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5.
And this is the reason why we pull these, especially these classes, man. You know, just to bring back into our mind for our family, our friends, our children, to change it up, man. Understand what you have going on in your life, what you're eating, what it's doing for you, and how the powers that be that try to defile you. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
See, so there was no excuses where we was at. The Most High said you should hold on to these commandments, just like those in Maccabees. You should go back and read tonight or tomorrow. That they said they'd rather die than eat pork. I'd rather die than put that food in my eyes. He spit it back in their face. Nah, I'd rather go to the grave, sucker. Read.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Why? Because you're gonna be healthy. You're gonna be one with the nice skin, with the beautiful hair, nice fingernails, walking good. Like you talking about your uncle at 100 years old, still looking good. Your grandpa. He looked like your uncle, but your grandpa. You know what I'm saying? The nations don't have this, man. That's why they're so defiled. They're the ones that got still cancer. Think about the white man, cancer, colon cancer. Yeah, you eating everything pork. Read.
We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Why? Because the Most High gave it to us. They don't have our power. The Most High is on our side. It says the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. They don't have what we have. The Most High has set us above. We didn't have to work for it. He gave it to us. So the nations can see us as being that seeing us as being that nation of understanding and wise and understanding people. Read.
For what nation is there so great? Who hath God so nigh unto them?
Come on, man. Dang, what nation is this that the Most High loved them so much for he put them on like that? All we got to do is follow through what he gave us. Read.
As the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for.
Come on.
And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous?
Nobody do, man. We want to get these righteous laws. That's why we should be more empowered and more motivated to strive and to do better every day. Read.
As all this law, which I set before you this day.
Yeah, come on, man. The Most High gave us this law to actually put in practical application, man. Once again, knowledge is power, but what is wisdom, though?
The application of the knowledge.
Go ahead.
The application of the knowledge.
Yeah, the correct application of the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Yeah, but if you don't use it, you're going to die. So again, once again, use the knowledge at the Most High. Adhere to his laws and statutes. Why? Because a lot of times you may not understand why the Most High wants things done a certain way, but there's a reason behind it. So with that, we went over a little bit. The water for those that stood in for the class over the time. If there's any questions, you can hold it till next class. That'll be what's today? That'll be Wednesday night class at 7 p.m. All right, and yeah.
Any questions?
La.
This got a lot of comments online. We went over, so what we're gonna do, thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back Wednesday. Another fun-filled, packed, informational class. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. We thank y'all for joining us with positivity and coming to learn. And yeah, that's it. We'll end it there. We'll be back on Wednesday. Go ahead and salute them. Say shalom.
Shalom.
All right, shalom. We'll see y'all Wednesday.
It's all about the Most High.